Here we go. So we're back with episode 7 of the OurTeam podcast. We took a week off, but we're back. We're refreshed as well. I think the week off probably did us all the world of good. As always, I'm joined by Josh and Jakel. Josh, how's everything, man? New series on YouTube?
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Yeah, I'm doing. I got a new series on YouTube. Jazz helped me, get it together. I was a little hesitant about it, but Jazz definitely, pushed me forward to, get it out. Definitely enjoying myself. Make sure you guys catch it.
Awesome. Jakel, what have you been up to? You're teaching the whole world how to play 2K at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get out some videos on YouTube, just switching it up now with doing like live gameplay and then obviously talking over it during the game. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit better and a bit more fun and more unique because everybody does the in-depth breakdowns now and just breaks down a little bit of film, and like usually it's like 5 clips for a whole video, but yeah, I'd rather just show the whole game. Cool, and yeah, apart from that, just unlimited sweat for Jazz, and then we'll try to get that done. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Cool, guys. So we've got TyDeBo on today, which is massive, right? He's just won the Xbox side of the tournament. He's playing Splash next week, right? You guys excited about that?
Oh yeah, big time. This
is a guess. Both. I'm excited for both.
Yeah, I'm excited for both too. It's we're in for a treat next weekend, and we're in for a treat today, and it's
for the neutrals, that's an absolute W, isn't it? Like
yeah,
that's awesome. Guys, I just want to explain why we were off for a week. So we were supposed to have JD on last week. Unfortunately, it wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. So I basically had a wisdom tooth out, and it's supposed to be really straightforward. It turned out not to be straightforward, and I ended up removing like parts of my jawbone and like my gum. I've got 12 stitches in my mouth right now. But show must go on. So
show us a picture of it. Put it up in the video.
Don't want to ruin anyone's dinner. But yeah, thanks to JD. Like he obviously was very patient with us. He's coming back on next week, so he'll be on, and we're still as excited as we were to speak to him. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing episode. So guys, we got 2 weeks worth of content to catch up on. Where do we start? I'm thinking we start with a question from the community, like we always do, right? Guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Like, these are the simplest things you can do. All of that stuff is free, doesn't cost you anything but a bit of your time, and it really helps the channel. Like, it really, really helps us get to that next level. So yeah, like I said, please drop a sub. That's really helpful. Drop a like to give the video some momentum, and leave a comment, because if you leave a comment with a question, whatever it is, we'll pick it up and we'll discuss it the following week. The question this week was, what can 2K do right now for the community that would help right now? What's the one thing that they could do? Rather than the game itself, but what could 2K specifically do? Jakel, let's start with you. I think I know what you're going to say.
Start giving me real rewards and players like I actually want to use, you know what I mean?
That's not what I expected you to say.
Hey, 2K need to just do what, I'm sick of these players that I have to go for, and I'm not even keen to use any of them. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Not one of them. Yeah. Not one.
Unlimited, particularly with you, right? You're not.
Oh, it's just I'm gone, man. What is the point? No one wants to use these cards. I'm telling you. Yeah, they're nice, but they're not. Ain't nobody excited to use. Who is these dudes that you keep giving me?
Cedric Maxwell.
Yeah, I mean, he had a decent career, to be fair, but yeah, not in our lifetime, eh? Josh, what are you saying?
Well, I feel like the main thing they could really do is make the servers better. And when I say that, even if we're playing on different parts of the world, it's the same thing. I don't know if Warzone is the same, but I play with people from Spain and different parts of the world, and I don't have any delay or anything. And I feel like 2K makes enough money where they can build a server to make it fun to play. Let's say I have a friend across the seas, Jakel and Jazz. You know what I'm saying? If I want to play them, I shouldn't have to deal with any delay, because then it's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make the game enjoyable, fix your servers. And I know everybody says this, but really sit down, see what you can do to make the servers better, because I feel like the main thing that brings everybody together on 2K is just playing online. And if you can't play certain people, it's not fun. It's you want to play and maybe tournaments sometimes. There's people from different parts of the world. It kind of excludes us. So I feel like they should just open up their servers, make it bigger, and they got to have a talk with the people at Activision, because Activision is doing a hell of a job bringing people from all parts of the world all over. I remember I won a quads game with somebody who didn't even speak English, but I just know he knew he was pinging stuff. I was like, all right, you know what, we can make this work, man. We can make this work. But yeah, just fix your service, man. Fix your service.
Yeah, I actually expected Jaquel to say the 250 thing, but you know, we'll touch on that later.
I'm done with that whole, you know what I mean? Like, if it gets fixed, it gets fixed, because people from my server's been crying for that for like the last 3 years. So it's like,
well, we got Ty on later, so you've got to talk to him about it. He's got a voice right now, and maybe now's the time. Hey, maybe now's the time. Okay, for me, the one thing 2K can do right now is start to make this an actual basketball game. That's where I'm at. Honestly, the gameplay for me, the amount of exploits that are built in right now, and it's little things, right? It's the fadeaways that were on next gen, it's the speed glitching on current gen. If there's things happening like continuously that take this away from just a natural, fluid basketball game, please just patch it. It's not difficult. Just patch it. The one, like my biggest pet peeve right now, is genuinely driven me crazy, is full court press being the go-to like defensive strategy. 3 seconds into a game, both of us are full court pressing for the entire game. There's no strategy involved, no thought process. It's not like, oh, maybe I should run this defense for a bit. We are now running full court press all the time. When was the last time you saw that in a basketball game?
And they're gonna
have a close game in the fourth quarter.
But they need to patch it because they have to have it so it's you lose energy faster or something. In real life, if you press the whole game, you're gonna have no legs.
I mean, it's so OP. They just need to make it less OP. That's got to take minutes, right? It can't take that long to kind of fix the impact of that full court press. It annoys the hell out of me. Like literally, I'm at a point now where 3 seconds into like 90% of my games, I literally lose interest. I'm like, again, we're just going to be doing this. I'm just going to be fighting my way up the court. You're going to be doing the same. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen, to be honest. I'm sick of it. Right, cool, guys. Bit of a story for you guys this week. I had my first hate this week. I'm going to walk you through it. So the funniest thing happened. I'm on Moss Ballin's stream, right? I'm literally on his stream, and we're going back and forth. We're chatting, and HDB puts up a post going like, what's things that 2K YouTubers say, right? And I responded saying, it's your boy. Because, okay, Ty says it, most says it, like, there's OGs that say it, right? There's OGs that say it. But every new YouTuber that sets up immediately says it's your boy. And it annoys me every time. Like, just come up with something new. These guys have got that. It's theirs. Leave it with them. Moss, while I'm on stream, decides to retweet my comment with "say it to my face." With the caption, "say it to my face." People start sending me hate, like in the thread, like about Moss. And people start sending me DMs going, "How dare you speak to Moss like that?" Just to be clear, me and Moss are on stream together. He is like belly laughing about what's going on. He's got all these people out there just going absolutely crazy, sending me hate. And I'm like, Moss, you've dropped a grenade on my Twitter. Can you sort it out? And he's just laughing and laughing and laughing. In the end, he kind of, he sorts it out. He puts up a tweet going like, I was literally just joking. What is it with this community where like someone makes a joke and people were legitimately sending me hate? Like, sending me hate. How do we change this? Like, it's so weird, right? That's not normal behavior.
And most of them are like, they'll act like they were just joking once you like you try to straighten them out.
He wasn't.
When Moss went it out, they hit reverse quick.
They're just following their leader. They're just following their leader blindly, following their leaders. That's it. So
it's so strange, but I've never seen it before. Like, and then like literally, people who were posting on Twitter saying, "Oh, I was only joking," sent me DMs, like really hateful DMs. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, stop." Just stop.
Jazz, just out of curiosity, you want to slip me any of those names? Just completely unrelated. You want to slip me some of those names?
I've already passed it on to the Illuminati, mate. They're dealing with it.
Let the shadows deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get into like the new season, right? David Robinson, what's your thoughts?
Gonna be the best big man in the game for a while.
Yeah.
Unless they drop they're gonna drop a Kareem, obviously, though, right? To come close. Not gonna be better than him, but it's definitely gonna be between those two. I feel like once David Robinson drops, the reign of Anthony Davis is gonna come to an end, being that he's undersized. David Robinson is gonna be able to do everything Anthony Davis can, but is 2 inches taller and stronger and probably faster. So yeah.
bigger player
Yeah,
build.
well, I guess it's how you want to. You look at the last level 40. All right, Kawhi, they dropped a KD and a Luka Doncic. How long after that level 40?
Yeah.
Like how long ago was that after that? So when David Robinson comes out, there may be a Kareem or a Shaq that can somewhat shoot that comes like a week or two after.
So you
I
think
would
it'll get
say.
outdated quickly?
Not outdated, but I feel like there will be a rival
Mm-hmm.
to not doing the grind, if you know what I mean. Because
Okay.
they've seemed to go in that direction lately.
Yeah.
More than when they dropped Steph Curry, there was no other cards, so that could even touch him.
I mean, comparatively, Steph Curry was the most OP card that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, but they always have that every season. Because when we had Steph Curry, we had the Darren Williams who wasn't as
we had
good,
the Darren,
but came close enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's
so
true.
there's always going to be, there's always that rival there, you know, with the cards.
Yeah.
Second best.
I think D-Rob is going to be the first, like, truly endgame card. I think I did a video on this week. I think once D-Rob drops, there's no coming back. That's what I think. We are at that 5-out meta permanently. We're going to have five players on the court that can do absolutely everything, right? That's where we're going to be. There's going to be no squad building anymore. All of that's dead. We're gonna very quickly transition to the GOAT point of last season, and I think that's end game. Guys, that's
when I'll get onto GTA. That's when I get onto GTA.
Yeah, you're just out. You're out. One thing that's super interesting, because this is the second time this has happened, right? And I'm not saying it is us, but I think it is us. Like, they held back on D-Rob's stats, and they did the same thing with Pow. We literally discussed this on the last podcast. You remember? Should they hold back? Jaquel, you said it was a bad idea. They actually have held back. Absolutely the right thing to do for me, by the way. Like, you know, they need to have freedom to progress cards over the season without worrying about that D-Rob and people saying, oh, I'm losing interest in it and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting this season to see the progression of cards, because we know if they do drop that center that you're talking about, Jaquel, if they drop a Kareem in 3 weeks, that's just a beast. We could be certain that D-Rob's going to be better than that Kareem, because 2K have the opportunity to update it. Do you think they listen to us? Because that was a random question we picked out, and it ended up happening. I found it really.
I'm sure they do. Some, you know what I mean. They have people watching everything, so everything's always been surveillanced on YouTube and stuff like that, and on Twitter, and so if they had seen that at all, they would have taken it in, because they're learning on the go with the season stuff. This is the first time they've done seasons, so a lot of this is just learning. A lot of it is honestly just like lazy, because come on, there's a lot of laziness going on, but they definitely listen, because for them to do that does open a lot of doors for them, because they don't have to freak out when everyone's like, that card sucks already.
Well, if they're listening, if any of you guys are listening, just mysteriously add 1 million MT to my account, please.
Just $1 million?
I could use it. Yeah. 10 million if you're feeling generous. You know what I'm saying?
That'll sort you out for 2 weeks, won't it? And you'll be back getting some MT.
Hey Jazz, remember snitches get stitches.
They do.
Right? Don't forget that
I've already got
Wisdom
stitches.
Story. That Wisdom 2 story is a cover up, guys. It's a cover up. That's a cover up.
Guys, limited. I'm going to talk about it really quickly. We'll talk about the rewards and stuff next week, because I think it's trash, and as it always is. Although I did get a kickback on that on a video this week, which is interesting. But we'll touch on that next week. Did you guys see the issues with limited last week?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
The issue I didn't really have a problem with, because if I could use my God squad on limited, because God knows how many times I'm playing with a budget squad, and this is some weirdo that wants to run a trap on me and wins by 2 and flash poses me. Okay. Now, for every time that's happened to me, whoever I faced last week, I made them pay for that one kid. So, you know what I'm saying? It was nice to just relieve some of that stress and take out some frustration on people. I was pressing. I was in them lanes, and I got my ring within like 5 games. But yeah, that glitch was kind of bad. I feel bad for people who don't really have God squads, because like I ran to like an 83 overall team, and you know I didn't feel bad because I was a man on a mission, but it is kind of tough on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, look for me, I actually enjoyed it, because I'm using my main squad a lot more now, and it was kind of a no consequences opportunity to do that, right? It wasn't unlimited or anything like that, so it was actually fun running my God squad. But that is really tough on your typical casual limited player. I mean, I looked at something. I gave out some wins. Last week because I felt so bad. Like, people loaded.
I gave no wins. No. No wins. No.
Yeah, I loaded it against one guy who had an 84 squad and he'd actually done it with the thing. And he had like a starter card in there and I was like, I can't do this, man. Like, I'm not going to put up 120 with Kawhi just so he can get his game in. Like, it wasn't the right thing to do. But yeah, that's tough, man. How do they make these mistakes? Like, that is a crazy, crazy
laziness. Like Jaquel said, it's laziness.
Yeah.
And then, like, it always ends up in this kind of like half-assed kind of recovery, doesn't it? Like, they then like put they basically gave everyone a ring, right, just for playing the mode. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That is a solution, but it's not a solution to me who had to sweat out 6 games against a God squad to get my ring 2 days earlier, right? Like, I've already been through that. This is not helpful to me now. Like, I don't know why.
Like, they should have nipped it in the butt the day it happened. Like, they waited till damn near the weekend was over. Like,
why?
You know, I don't know, man. It's laziness.
That's so weird. Like, their response time to any issue is just like snail's pace, isn't it? It's just like we'd rather just like throw this kind of like plaster over it a couple of days later than actually fix it when we could have fixed it. If they fixed it within a couple of hours of that happening, like everyone was aware straight away, right? It didn't take a long time for people to be aware that this is an issue. Like, why did it? Yeah, I don't understand why these issues have to sit in the game. Speaking of issues, let's talk about Evan Fournier.
Don't even get me started. Oh my gosh.
The first ever VC only card.
And it's an exchange. It's this exchange of all, like, exchange was supposed to be made for like literally people who just were not trying to spend money to get good cards. And they literally made it a VC only pack. Like, what the hell is going on, 2K? Like, what's going on?
I mean, the fact that both those, it's limited and 4D. I mean, Jaquel is right? This is embarrassing. In the space of like 4 days, your limited the entire mode was pointless because the requirements didn't matter. So they literally wrote off an entire mode for a weekend. And then clearly by accident, no way was it intentional, right? No way did they intend to release a VC only card. They did that as well without thinking it through. Like, how can you be so like lazy? Like, yeah, how could you be so lazy? And they did fix it. Fair play to them. They fixed it. They put them in the TTO boards, which again isn't ideal, right? I mean, you know, especially with TTO now, it's literally pointless, which we're going to talk about in a second. How does that happen? How do you?
It's all pretty simple to me. It's 250k is over. It's over. There is no huge impact because now why would they like really give an effort into like those little things when everyone's just going to be playing if they're playing? Otherwise, they're probably moving on by now because 250k is over. And there's also like, you know, like the casuals are just going to play no matter what, man. This is the thing. It doesn't matter whether or not there is a VC only card, whether the packs are 100 million VC. Like, people just flood money into this game, and it's just not gonna change because why would they want to change it? And like it's mostly for the people who really notice the stuff, and it really annoys us. But like, yeah, it's just I don't feel like with 250k gone now too, they're gonna put whatever out, and then that's what it is.
So you're trying to tell me up until this point they were making an effort? Is that what you're saying?
It's kind of
more of an effort.
Like, you know what this kind of reminds me of? Like when I used to work at a retail store. Like, I'm not saying they let us do whatever we want, but like it was a little bit more chilled. But the moment corporate is in the building, they asking you to do stuff that you've never done before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just put on this front. And I'm just used to look at my managers like, really? Like, you know, it's kind of what 2K is doing. Like, you know, 250k got this big hype around the MyTeam game mode. Then like literally the following weekend after, you're running God Squads Unlimited, VC only packs. Like, it's like they just literally was like, all right, we're gonna hold off until this very point. After that, we don't care about current gen MyTeam anymore. Literally.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. I guess with current gen as well. I mean, they literally have no incentive left ever, right, for that console.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's probably about to just fall off a cliff. They'll still give it a bit of attention because they know there's still a huge player base here, right? You can't just deny that there's the player base on
loads of people are going back to
it. Yeah. Well, like, I just watched Brian for 3 stream the other night on Next Gen, and like he absolutely hates it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like players, I'm trying to tell people if it's a different game, it ain't the same. Yeah. You're gonna have to learn a new game again. That's why I don't really like to switch back and forth. I just came back to current gen while there's still like that whole hype there. But as soon as I can, I'm on
as well, right?
Yeah, prepping for a tourney. But so I'm gonna go straight back to next gen too. Like once this is all over, because it's a new game, man. You got to get used to it. And then, the 2K is going to have to aim for, because we want that as well, though. We want a whole next-gen game that's got nothing, because PS5 has everything to do with PS4. Same auction house, same challenges as you guys. It's not even a next-gen game. It just has better graphics. And then a different gameplay, but it's like we're still playing with your guys' stuff. But we're still playing with yous. Like, I don't even want that. Like, I want it to be a completely different game where every week they're releasing stuff for us, not just all of us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 2K22 is going to be that test, isn't it? The first game that's just exclusively on that console. But I feel like we've been saying this for years. The next one's going to be it just never comes through. It never comes through, does it? Ever. Guys, let's talk about.
To be fair, sorry.
Go on.
But I was gonna say, to be fair, like the jump from PS3 to PS4, the gameplay was different. So I do want to be like hopeful, because they kind of did like switch in the middle of a game. I know, like, every year we're like, oh, it's gonna be different, but 2K22, like you said, is gonna be the real test to see.
It won't be. Like, it's not going to be like it's not going to be world changing or anything like that. But it's going to be the fact that it's a next gen console, and then it's going to be strictly for next gen.
Yeah, like
this game. This game wasn't, because I can play the same challenges as you guys, and I'm playing for the same cards as you guys. Like, that's not how it should be. I'm on PS5. I'm not on PS4.
The question to me is: was current gen the beta for next gen, or is the current next gen game the beta for 2K22? Because if that's the case, we're basically going to get the same game next year, and I think that's probably
but what's going to happen to PS4 and stuff like that is, like, I feel like that game is going to be. People don't realize how deserted that game will get when they fully go to next gen. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not even there yet. They're not even worrying about like it completely. They still got a little bit of like connection with PS4 and stuff. So I feel sorry for people. For people with PS4s. You guys are going to get deserted, man, and it's going to feel like you guys bought a literal copy and paste. Like, there ain't no. It's not even a little bit of changes. They will not change nothing on there. Like, that's what's scary.
It's so funny you say that. Like, I was talking to my wife about this the other day. So basically, my Christmas present was supposed to be a PS5, but she's not been able to get one, so I'm just waiting for it. And it was funny because, like, around sort of December, January, we were like, every time PS5's dropped, we jumped on it and we were like, should we get it? Like, we've got to try and get it quickly. And it's just basically impossible in the UK. They released like 4 in a.
It's not even that. It's bots. Like, it's really like over here. Like, people the bots have really just take. Like, I don't know what these companies can do about it, but they got to do something about it. It's not fair. Like, you're taking away the gaming experience. Yeah. And that's really the people you should be catering to, and not these greedy people. Because, like, I understand you want to make your money, but, like, at this point, it's excessive. Like, you keep making this money. Like, let us get our consoles. Like, we want to have fun. Like, we want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? You can make way more money if they open, like, if they have a lot more copies to sell. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want the PS5.
Well, they're saying basically in May or June, basically the supply is going to sort of keep up with the demand for the first time. So they're saying that over the next couple of months, basically scalpers won't be able to make the profits that they were. So they're going to stop because there's going to be so many of them coming out. But the point I was actually making is my kind of urgency to get a PS5 has gone away. I don't feel like I need to get one now.
There's no need to. There is no need to. There is no need to. Like, anyone who's trying to get a PS5 really bad right now, please just wait. Because there is nothing. I'm playing a PS4 game, man, on the PS5. So there goes your answer. And if you want to go and look at like bigger streamers and stuff like that, like, if simple one for us is Tycino. He's a big New Zealand streamer. Plays a lot of Park. He is completely disappeared off the scene.
Where is he gone? Is that why? He was like the mayor last month, wasn't he?
There's just no hype. The game is just, he's had a bit of a rest from it. I'm guessing like that kind of thing, and I can totally understand, man. Like, there's no. If I go into next gen,
people are really unhappy with it.
I see the same people.
Are really unhappy.
But it's not because the game's bad. It's just simply because there's not enough people on it. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bring it up later. I know you've seen this, Chico. I don't know if you've seen this, Josh. We're going to talk about it later. I don't want to cover it now because I think we should.
He hasn't been here for a month. I just checked. He hasn't streamed or posted in a month.
It's been a while.
The Aiden rant we're going to talk about later. I'm sure you've seen it, but that Aiden rant is something we're going to talk about after we speak to TyDeBo. We definitely have to cover that because I think he's on the money, to be honest. Guys, more positive news. I've decided you guys have created various hashtags for me over the last week or so. Hashtag comp jazz being my least favorite.
50K jazz.
50K jazz. I've been trying to play down these hashtags, but I want to create one for myself now. So I want to be hashtag Vault God now, because I am the absolute god of the Vault.
I definitely can agree. I second that.
You do.
I second that.
Yeah, you get all the rewards. Yeah.
In the space of
You can beat it.
57 games, I got Embry, Beck, Dishwasher, and Donald. It took me 2 games.
No, but here's my theory. Here's my theory to why you get those pulls.
Go on.
Because you actually like those cards.
I like Terry. It took me like under 200 around 200 games.
I only like Terry because he's a bad boy, but that's like he's still Terry who? You know what I mean? He's still Terry.
Slinger. Terry Slinger.
Yeah, Terry whatever. He's Terry
I find
whatever.
it so funny, Jaquel, because you're literally running unlimited on my account right now, and I literally loaded in to look at the team you were running, and like Donald is widely considered like a top 3-point god in the game right now. You probably know that, right? Curry slide, got everything going on. And yeah, I just see Westbrook in his spot. And I'm like, literally 2 weeks 2 weeks ago, we're trashing Westbrook in this.
Wait, hold up. Did I hear that correctly? Galaxy Opal Russell Westbrook.
Over
Yes,
Donald.
Galaxy Opal Westbrook.
Yeah. Okay. And I was working with that boy. He was out there killing it.
I might have to run
just
it back.
messaged him. I messaged him going, "Are you serious?" And he messaged me back going, "Well, I haven't lost a game yet."
I'm undefeated with Russell Westbrook, so there you go.
So you make it work, right?
Yeah. You can make it work. It's just
he's not outdated. I don't want to hear that. He's updated. Matter of fact, he's updated.
Is he?
Yeah.
2K just give him a quick release this next card, and then we on. Their card's good.
Just to be clear, he's base level, no shoe, no extra badges. He's just out there running.
Yeah. I know, but he still felt like obviously I wasn't really.
I didn't know badges.
Nothing.
No.
Shaquille, you just might be the damn best. I'm sorry, you just might be the damn best.
He was fun, bro. He was fun.
I was on DBG stream yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Quick flex, I'm a mod on his stream. I was on his stream and he was talking about you, Jaquel. They were talking about sort of the best players in kind of each region. And he actually said Wooly was the best player in the Pacific, and then he kind of stopped himself and actually said Jaquel. And he used your name, which is always cool, rather than
Yeah.
and he started calling you Notorious. But yeah, he said that he thinks you're the best player in the Pacific.
That's cool. That's just cool to get some recognition, bro. Like I don't really like, you know what I mean. I don't care whether I'm the 10th best, but just to be like mentioned by someone who's big in the community, that's real cool.
Guys, real quick, if you want to get better at stopping 5 hours, go watch Jaquel's video on his channel.
Yeah, here's content right now, guys. If you do want to level up, honestly,
seriously, he looked like I thought I was good at stopping it. But I watched Jaquel's defense, and I literally played in the tournament using that ideology, and I made it to like I was like 1 round away from winning it all. So like literally Jaquel's tips, 100% helpful. Make sure you check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed a little bit as well because, like I said last time, like I used to get this advice from him, and now he's giving it to everyone. So I'm not special. But the worst thing is now he's not even giving me the advice. I literally asked him the other day. I was like, I want to get a bit better at sort of peekaboos, and I have, by the way. And I sent a message saying, like, you use a different method because most people use L2, right? I was like, I could see in the video he was using a different method. I was like, what is it? His response was, I'll do a video on it. I was like, do you want to just answer the question?
Hey. Explain in the video though.
Hey, just like everyone has to wait for PS5, man, you gotta wait in line. You know what I mean?
Lost my purse.
Oh, whoa. Was that PS5 shade he was throwing to us? Because we don't have it, Jaquel? He's throwing shade.
You PS4 boys. The peekaboo is I've got like that little controller app thing now to like show the control before you do the move, so it'll show like how I do it.
Okay.
Because it's simple as like it really is, but like I've been asked by a lot of people how I do it, so I'm just like people are still using L2 like
I don't use
Stone
that.
Ages.
I use the right stick one, right? You use the right stick one, right, Jaquel?
Yeah, and just like the left stick, it's all like
yeah,
together.
right,
And then you just let go of the control and just shoot pretty much.
Yeah, the first time I tried it, I shot like 75% from the field. So yeah.
Yeah. It's a quick way to get a shot off the screen.
Yeah.
What? Green?
Yeah.
Not a green, but it's good, right, Jazz?
Yeah, I told you I started saying that like in my videos. It naturally just comes to my head. I'm like, I've got to say something different at the end. I just say something stupid. I'm like, it's not a green, but didn't go in.
It's copyrighted.
Jaquel, you need to start a subscription service to your advice, man. Like Jaquel privilege cards.
Coaching. Start charging people by the hour. Stuff's not free. It's not free, man.
Guys, we're quickly running out of time here. I just want to cover a couple of other things. TTO boards. I'm furious, and the community is as well. Like, just to be clear on this, like, I've dropped about 5 or 6 videos this week on YouTube. I probably had 40 comments across those videos, as well as my Facebook, Twitter, saying please address the TTO boards. People said that they listen to us, so let's find out. Guys, sort out the TTO boards. What are you doing? Like, why? It just looks ridiculous. Like, it's like there's literally just these 9 things at the bottom and nothing else going on screen. Like, what? Like,
it's like a locker code. It's rough. It was already hard enough to get the damn cards. They made it even harder somehow. Do you remember how many times you would try to get that pink diamond and literally the ball would bounce in the spot and out? And now I don't even have control of where it goes. Like,
well, they're saying that the reason they changed it is because people asked for more opportunity to get the rewards, which is actually true. It is easier to get the bigger rewards because 4 of those slots are the main reward now, right? And you can get multiples of them, which you couldn't do before. So that's cool. But I play TTO for MT and tokens. Where do I get my tokens from now? Do I got to wait for the vault to open once every 4 games and then get 1 token? Like, what are we doing?
This is the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem with the community is that there would have been such a big chunk that were complaining and complaining and complaining. They change it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to complain and complain. They'll change it back, complain.
Yeah, I have no issue with it. That bottom corner was annoying. It was. But you know, there's glitches built into the game. You can stack ball drops and all that. I've got every TTO reward so far, apart from Terry Cummings, and that's because I didn't try and do it.
You didn't miss out on it.
Terry.
He's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't need to change it. Please change it back. And if you ask for it to be changed, please tell me you're not happy with this because we need to change it back. Cool. Guys, content we're going to have to blast through. We've got 2 weeks of content, so let's keep it quick. We've got about 5 minutes till we speak to Ty. The first, let's start with Sean Marion.
Sean Marion, good card, great defense. I feel like he's a solid card. Only thing bad about him is his jump shot. Other than that, there's really nothing you could complain about. And if you use him as a slasher rim runner, I feel like you could use him on your team. But he's definitely a good card. I feel like he's worth the grind.
Yeah. He's a good defender as well. Like, he's got a lot going on. That PDK Love.
Kevin Love,
Valentine's
great
Day.
free card. That was a great free card.
Was.
Off range. He's not a horrible defender. But, you know, it's Kevin Love. You don't really expect to lock down with him. Great for the budget balls out there to space the floor.
Yeah, that was the best sort of free card, right?
Yeah, that was a good shot. Yeah, he's got a nice shot. Yeah, he's money.
Throwback moments, guys. After that, so Mitch Richmond, the GOAT, Smush Parker, and Bob McAdoo.
Yeah, Smush Parker's just the goddamn best. So there you go. Like, yeah.
Bob McAdoo. If you missed out on Wayne Embry, buy that Bob McAdoo. It's really the same. Give him a 3-point shot. He moves really quick, and he's taller than Wayne Embry. He could do the same thing.
Yeah, he's a really divisive card. Some people love him, some people hate him. Hey,
I love him. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, that Smush Parker went absolutely ham on limited yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
T-Mac release, and he's 6'4". Curry sliding. One of the best point guards in this game.
I put up 46 with him in a limited game yesterday, and it was a sweaty game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just to put it in perspective, I was running Lonzo as well.
Wow.
Which put up 46 off the bench. That Evo Lebron, should we talk about that quickly? The XP LeBron?
I think that's a pretty good step in the right direction. Normally we get this horrible sapphire that everyone dreads doing challenges with. And with this LeBron, you can choose how you upgrade him. And literally, if you take the right upgrades, you could turn him into like an all-around solid budget card. Easy to use. I don't know why they give LeBron so many cards, but you know, LeBron's LeBron. So
hey, they could give him like a it's good for like content creators and stuff like that if they're doing like a little series or whatever. But like, to be honest, I ain't giving him 1 star, if you know what I mean. I'm not leveling that boy up at all. Like that card is just, you know, he's so outdated it ain't even funny. Why can't those cards also be like Terry Dishwasher? You know what I mean? Why can't they get to that level? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we'll skip ahead maybe to this. That TLC is that card, isn't it? I mean,
he's so good. We were speaking about him earlier. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
he looks really good. I'm going to start evoing him today. I'm going to drop 40 with him in a game, get him to that next level, and then crack on from there. All right, guys, we've got a few minutes, so let's blast through this. Quantum packs, Luka, Shaq, KD, Lamar. That's a big drop.
Lamar Odom is probably one of the cards that got overlooked because of the Galaxy Opals. great stretch four, great defender, spaces out the floor, handles the ball crazy, great card. That Luka card, use him for the first time, perfect point guard. I think his defense could be a little bit better, but perfect point guard. Kevin Durant.
Don't even start me with those cards, bro. Those cards, KD and Luka, is just put them in your team. You can win a game. That's how OP they are.
6'10", Durant moving like that. Oh, forget about it.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I did a poll on my Facebook page the other day about sort of rate the top 10 cards in the game. And unanimously, Shaq was a top 10 card in the game. I mean, his speed is 99, I think, with the coach and the shoot.
He's like a Ben Simmons at center, really. Because you see, Ben Simmons can't shoot, but you 5 out with him, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know how to use him.
I was surprised by it originally, and then I was like, actually, I think I might agree with that. Like, yeah, he is that rib running point guard at center, isn't he? Yeah, cool. After that, we had moments. I mean, nothing major there. We had Jamal Murray, Rozier, Ingram. Nothing crazy there.
Athletic Curry, basically Jamal Murray, Athletic Curry.
Yeah. I think he's underrated. I will say that. I think that Murray's better than people can credit for.
Yeah.
Then we have maybe overrated Tony Parker, and then we had obviously the
joke of a card. Why even release him? Why even release that card? Like, if you're gonna give John Stockton's throwback moments a dunk, gives Tony Parker a damn dunk to make him usable with the meta in this game. Like,
it's a weird one with Tony Parker because he should be a good card, but every time they drop a Tony Parker card, it's always on
the wrong time. They drop it at the wrong time. That's the thing.
I mean, he's 6'4", you know, he was a good good all-round player. Like, there's no reason why that card should be bad. But it always is for some reason. They kind of do dirty every time they drop that card. I don't understand. We then had the moments, Shea and Gallinari. I'll touch on this really quickly because I sniped that Gallinari. I sniped him for 35k. I sold him back for 70, I think. I was literally just trying to build MT and he pops up. So I used him, and I actually used him for the challenges. There was a moments challenge with him. He went crazy. He's a good card.
Yeah.
He is a great, best diamond probably in the game.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good. And then finally, guys, we obviously had the flash drop.
These cards are insane. These cards are insane.
Budget beast.
Yeah,
they're all insane. Yeah, this is how the cards are at the moment. Like, they're just monstrous. Like, some of these cards now.
And we got another 98.
Crazy, and
we got another 98 Opal.
Yeah, cool, guys. We'll discuss all of this stuff more because we're running out of time. But it's guest time. He is the 250k Xbox champion. He's played in the final next week. He is widely considered the best 2K MyTeam player on the planet Earth. Guys, please help us welcome to the OurTeam podcast, TyDeBo. Hey Ty, how's it going, man? Congrats on the big win last week.
Hey, it's going well. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I actually turned into you while I was watching that game. It was quite funny. Like, do you think that's the best you've ever played
against Jomar?
Yeah,
the first half, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just like I felt like I hadn't played that good the entire day, and then finally I played good for the entire first half. So no, it was a good feeling.
I was literally sitting there watching it, and like when I say I turned into you, I literally turned into you. My wife's sitting next to me, and you got like 6 steals and 6 possessions, and I shouted out at the top of my lungs, "What am I watching?" I like went full tie, and then there was a certain point where I told you to relax. I was like, "Relax."
Literally my sayings. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. You excited about the final?
No doubt, especially against Splash. I think the whole community's excited. So absolutely, it's gonna be a show.
Yeah, that's the biggest W ever for the neutral fan, right? Like, it could not have played out any better. Did you want to play Splash in the final? Like,
I would say, yeah, he was like the guy that I was like that I'm most like, what's the right word for it? Excited to play. I would say just like intriguing. You know, it's the matchup everybody wanted to see.
Yeah, it's what is it? The irresistible force versus the immovable object. Literally, that's how it needs to be branded. Have you got a plan to stop his Hondo?
I wouldn't say a plan. I would say this week I will watch, some of his film and just try to I'm gonna try my best, show different looks. But it's Splash, he's tough, and nobody can replicate what he can do. So
I love his what he says about his gameplay. What his whole game plan is. He's like, I call for a screen, I'm going left or I'm going right, and I'm gonna shoot it. If I can't shoot it, I'm gonna pass, and if I can't pass, then I'm not gonna score. It's like as simple as his offense is.
It is simple, but it's not easy. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. His offense is insane.
Yeah,
So
it
good.
is ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, it makes us all feel bad at the game, doesn't it? Like watching you guys.
Yeah, you know, watching, like, I'll be thinking, like, yeah, you know, I'm in the lanes, I'm nice. Then I watch time, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, even
Yeah.
just playing against him, I'm like, all right, I just play calm, I got this. I don't know what happens. Like, you get to the third quarter, he's a different man. I'm like, I can't even pass it. Like, I just gotta hold the ball. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Yeah,
so
man, it's
funny because
different.
you guys played recently in was it a MyTeam Madness tournament?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was
And,
dreading that game, bro.
Josh was actually holding his own till half time, and then it just became a massacre. Like I was like, "What happened?" You hit a switch, and it was just game over within like 3 minutes.
And I
All
feel
it
like
takes is 10 points.
I feel like for both Splash and I, that's kind of what it is. Like whether it's just like one little run and then it's over with, you know, for both of us. And even in 250, it's like all we needed is 1-9-0 run and it's over.
If one possession could change everything in this game.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible, man. Matt, obviously on the day there was a bit of controversy, right? Especially as leading into your final game.
Right.
Getting through. Like, what was that like, man? Because you were kind of on stream as well, right? You were chatting to people, and I mean that must have messed with your head, right? Like massive.
It was just like I was scheduled to play an hour and a half before I played, so it was like I'd already been waiting like an hour, right? And obviously Splash's game got over. I was watching that, and it's just like I remember I was laying in bed, and Isaac's like, "What are you doing, Ty? You got to get up and play." It's like, Isaac, I'm not gonna sit on the game for 2 more hours. Like I've already been waiting. I'm just gonna try to relax and just chill because it's out of my control, right? I can't.
It's all There's almost like I feel like they set Joe Ma up because they left you almost like angry, and where you were so like whoever comes up, you're just gonna win kind of thing. Like he had no chance. He was probably also like almost out of the whole tournament in his head.
He thought he was done. Yeah, like
for Joe.
And then he has to come back. Yeah.
That's tough. I remember just how demoralized I was last year after I lost the game, and I can't even imagine trying to come back after that. No doubt.
Yeah,
And then he has to play
in
you.
is tough.
Then he has to play you. You know what I
Me
mean? He has
who's
to lock
been
in and play
waiting.
you.
I've been waiting 3 hours. You know.
I mean, there isn't a worst case scenario than like being locked in, locking out, and then having to play TyDeBo. Like,
Literally.
literally the worst case scenario. Yeah, it was tough for Joe Bar as well, right? Like all of that controversy. Do we know what happened yet? Like, does anyone know?
No, it's not official. No, it's just I don't know. Basically, yeah, accusations going out. But obviously, on 2K's end, something happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to 2K for picking it up if something did
Definitely,
right?
Definitely, no doubt.
Yeah. Just before the 250K, I was on your stream and we were going back and forth about like the 250 kind of concept and the format and all of that stuff. And then I noticed the next day you literally dropped a video on it, right? Like saying, the things that need to change. What do you think needs to change? Like, and how do we change it?
Well, I think first of all, the qualifying system has always been kind of the one thing that people don't like. But I think this year more than ever, it's been more of an issue, right? Because Zens were a thing, and then people were using them, and then obviously, people, whether it was trying to qualify on other people's accounts, playing on other, it was an absolute disaster, right? The community is, and it's hard for 2K to monitor, right? How are you supposed to run a qualifier with everybody using a phase game or whatever the case may be? It's almost impossible to monitor, right? Because it just truly is, and so it's just tough. I think qualifying system as a whole needs to change because you rely on people not stalling you, getting quits. Some people are matching up with each other, boosting their points. It's just, it's a mess, right? They should try to get the best 16 in. And to do that, I remember the Play Now tournament, you had to win 8 games in a row to get top 2 for that week. And then if you were top 2, you advance. So I'm guessing with 250, it would be more complex than that, obviously, because there's going to be multiple people going 8-0. So you're going to have to make it, 10-0, 12-0. But, you just play until you lose, basically, is what you should do. But it's hard. The qualifying system is a mess.
Yeah, it's tough as well because people are talking about face cam and things like that. I mean, that's a very easy thing to fake as well, right? You just have someone on camera and someone else has got the controller. I mean, it doesn't really prove anything, right?
It doesn't, but I mean, I feel like for me, it would be hard for me to act like I was playing, at least for me, people can tell when I'm, locked in.
Yeah, every catchphrase comes out one after the other.
Yeah, that would be a good idea though. You just have you have to have a camera to enter on stream and then just get rid of the point system so there's no stalling involved, because obviously when you guys are on stream, bro, people are gonna stall you. They see your stream and you're over with if they match up with you. there's going to be some weirdo that's just.
And I feel like they gotta raise the entry rate for like getting to Emerald tier to get in a tournament like that. That's horrible. Like at least make it pink diamond because not a lot of people can even win that many games. I feel like that kind of separates the crowd.
Definitely. Nah, I just think they need to revamp it as a whole because it's been 3 years and nobody's happy with the way it is.
Do you think they will revamp it next year?
I want to say yes, but I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, it is on a new console, so maybe, hopefully.
I mean, hopefully. Honestly, I just hope they do, whether it's multiple tournaments. I don't know. I hope they do something more because here's my thing is like after March 6th or even let's say outside of me and Splash for competitive MyTeam players, if they don't have these other MyTeam Madness or whatever tournaments, like it's just competitive MyTeam as a whole dies down. So they should run maybe 4 tournaments throughout the year, 1 early, 2 in the middle, and then 1 at the end, just to keep it kind of relevant the whole entire year.
It's just weird that they're going to crown you like one of you is the champ, right? And then there's still so many months left of the game.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like
yeah, I've always found that.
It's a little odd.
Even if they have to like do, let's say 4 100K tournaments. I think for them it would be better too, because then they're going to get more money with it because people obviously have to keep their teams updated and stuff. But I don't know. That's just kind of my thought process.
Yeah, like, do you feel 2K need to do a little bit more to kind of promo this stuff? Because the comp scene is kind of growing, but it's really organic, right? Like it's kind of happening on its own. And we've got things like this podcast where we can get you guys on, give you some shine, get you to talk about these things. And we're basically doing 2K's job for them, I feel, to be honest. Do you feel they should be doing more?
I just think for competitive MyTeam as a whole right now, that's kind of where everybody's eyes are at. You can say Pro-Am, you can say the league, this and that, but competitive MyTeam, in my opinion, has the potential to be the biggest thing in 2K. And so for me, I get right, the NBA is connected with the league and this and that, but if that's going to be on ESPN2 and those types of things, and then for their tournament, they're just streaming for like locker codes. It's just like, I feel like they're not, like you said, they're just not promoting it at all. Some people don't even know the 250K is a thing. Like they could do so much more with it and really maximize their side of it as well.
Yeah, this 250K only was like successful to watch and stuff like that because of so many of your streamers, you know what I mean? Like with Isaac and DBG getting involved, that really like put some eyes on the tournament and then with you guys being streamers as well, you and Splash, it's just like there's so many more people more involved because they know you guys, they watch you guys all MyTeam. They're so like invested. Yeah. So many people think you're the best. They think Splash is the best, and it's like it's a whole community coming together because you two are the best. So.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jaquel. And like you said, like these guys, I feel like they're putting a MyTeam mode on the map. And like when I feel like the growth of Ty from like last year to now, like I remember I first seen him stream when he was on YouTube, and this is when I didn't even know about bait. I'm watching him. I'm like, yo, this kid is playing off-ball defense. I was ignorant to the whole. I'm like, you're playing off-ball defense. He's like, look, if you don't agree with how I play, then you could just leave. I was like, all right, let me just sit and watch. Let me sit and watch. So I'm watching him. I'm like, yo, this is it takes some skill because trying to control one person versus 5 people, you got to be here at once. It's a crazy skill. Like kudos to you guys because like me, I'm still trying to learn it to this day. But like I remember you did the lesson too. Like that was helpful. Right. Like just the tips you do like to help the community. I feel like that's going to continue to grow. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Ty grew Splash too. Splash's defense last year was not nearly as good as it is this year. I feel like. And I feel like he slowly learned that from you, like Ty and stuff like that. And Isaac did the way they play defense. Splash has like learned from you guys, Hundy. So like you've almost like created this monster.
Definitely. I feel like that's just part of like our competitive MyTeam, right? Because in 2K19, you guys probably didn't watch me, but I was literally Giannis made, right? Giannis would drop 60, 70 a game, Euro step dunks. My offense was terrible, but I feel like my offense is developing and Splash's defense obviously is where it is. But I remember last year, especially, I got into some heated arguments with some people, and I'll stick to it. I think good off ball takes more skill than good on ball defense.
It definitely does. Yeah,
and a lot of people don't agree with that and say it's the wrong way to play it. Maybe it is because in 2K19, 2K17, people had a lot of fun playing on ball defense versus each other. But I mean,
Ty, the thing is, like 90% of those people that said off ball defense is like not the way to go and now playing off full defense.
You're exact because you have to, like, you just have to, man.
Yeah,
Just
they said it at
you're
the
not gonna
time because it
win.
was
You're not
cool.
gonna
It's
win.
a cool thing to say. That's the only reason they
Yeah.
said it. Oh, it's cool.
Right.
I was a casual at the time, you know. I'm a little baby sweat, but I was a casual at the time. So, you know, I didn't really know. I just got offended. I see somebody say it, and I'm like, you despise, like I despise you. Like, how dare you do this to me? Like, how dare you?
That's awesome.
Ty, what do you prefer, the 250k or the global champs? Like, what would you prefer to play in, like format wise and just enjoyment wise?
I think my team is more fun, but the way the globals were set up was a lot better, if that makes sense. So, like for globals, they flew us out to LA both times, right? We played on land for the regionals and for the globals. So that part of it was cool, you know, going to LA. It was a dope experience for me. And then obviously going to, you see everybody there as well. So I guess that for 250, it'd be a lot better if I was going to the All-Star game in Atlanta, but sadly that's not going to happen. So
that's tough.
I definitely think the way Globals was set up was better, but I like my team.
Yeah, I talked to ESL people, bro, and they didn't even like know anything about the game, right? They really didn't understand because I said, "Are we playing LAN, but we're actually still playing on separate monitors?" Because I was like, "You guys realize there's still like delay. It's I could play on the same modem as this dude, and I'm still gonna delay on 2K." And then they were just like, "Are you sure?" Like, because every other game we run, it's like, you know, it's almost like your LAN. And I was just like, nah, you don't understand 2K. Like, this is still delay. So, yeah, we had a lot of disconnections. I don't know if you guys had that. I feel like I seen one of your games you disconnected.
I personally didn't have a game that did, but I remember watching the other. Yeah, I remember watching stuff.
We had a few, bro. Like, they had to reset the game like 4 or 5 times, and they were like in the middle of the match. So it's just like,
wow.
You can't.
That's actually a question we had from a viewer for you. Is when was the last time you lost an unlimited game that wasn't a disconnect?
I honestly, I don't remember. I remember last year I lost on another when I was grinding accounts.
Imagine he just said last year. Like it's not like a week. Like he's going
I might have lost at some point this year, but I don't remember it. Like I was sort of like quitting if a guy asked me to or disconnecting. I don't remember this year. It might have been early on, but I don't remember it.
Absolutely.
Did I hear DBG right on 250k stream? He said TyDeBo last year was on like a 900 and something streak.
I think last year, well, the 1 month I kept track of it, I started like 38-2, and I ended the month 598-2. So I won like 550 games in a row.
I remember you used to post that on your streams. You definitely used to have the streak up. Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Just going back to 250k really quickly, like if you win it this year, what's it going to mean to you? Because it's kind of like the grand slam, isn't it? Will you be the first person to do that? Like you basically won like every MyTeam Madness tournament, Play Lounge, Global Championships, 250k. Like there's nothing left after that. Is that the pinnacle for you?
I think that after that, as far as 5 versus 5 modes, that's the rest. And people talk about the league, and the only reason I would do the league right now is just to prove people that I can, right? Because people think, you know, I'm just a MyTeam, I'm just 5v5, but I definitely think if I set my mind to it, I could play in the league. But it's like, for me, when what I do with YouTube and stuff, it's probably not the smartest decision, but it's something that like in the back of my mind, if I win 250 this year, it's like, I kind of would like to just to do it, you know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've had a bit of like backlash from pro players and stuff, always like giving me slack, you know, like look who wins 250k. So like that's why I genuinely want you to win, just because you strictly are my team. I ain't never seen you on the park, so that would be huge for us. And then like I'd still love to see you on the park, man. Like I feel like that video whenever you post it is gonna
it's gonna go off.
If you was to make a player for the park, what kind of player position would you make and what build would you make?
I think I would make a center because in 2K18 when I played pretty competitive pro-am, I was a center. So that's probably where I would.
You're gonna make towns, aren't you?
Yeah, don't take notes from my mans.
Yeah, it's just a TyDeBo cat out there. You might actually be the first player to like complete MyTeam, right? That literally, like once you've done 250k, that's it.
I don't know what else. I mean,
you're gonna go play Roblox or something.
Hey, I might have to try it out.
There's nothing left. 250k or global champs. What do you think is more prestigious? Like in terms of like your name, what do you think is a bigger deal? Which tournament?
I think what is bigger for me was the global championship because it helped get my foot kind of in the door, help jumpstart everything. But I would say like what would mean more to me is this 250.
Yeah, my team's way more sweeter. My team is like that's where everybody is trying their absolute damn hardest. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for you to win it, that kind of like shows your skill level in this game.
Yeah,
It's like on another level.
Ty single-handedly helped grow the community of sweats, and it's still wiping through them.
Yeah,
I'll never forget. He made that
ruined
base
everything.
defense video. He
I
made
remember.
that video. I was like, damn. I was like, no. And then he gets in the game and he makes it look so easy. I'm like, you're not struggling against these dudes? I'm like,
you see, because
DBG
DBG put it best. He said Ty might like teach everyone, but everyone's just a poor man's version of Ty.
And that's something I'll stick by. You know, I'll put out a video, but if somebody can replicate what I do, they deserve to be that good. Like it's just like, you know, if you're a pro at whatever, let's say like there's a pro dude that comes in my house and like fixes something, right? If they can teach me it, but I still won't be able to do it as good as them. So that's kind of my mindset.
The funny thing is, I know there's a video coming right straight after 250K where you're going to do this again, aren't you? You're going to
100%.
Ty, please no. Ty, please no. It's already hard as it is. Man.
Hey,
No.
at least on current gen, they're gonna know all this. They're gonna know everything.
Yeah. Are you legit holding stuff back? Have you got like tricks right now that you're ready to drop?
I got my defensive settings that are slightly adjusted from what I'm showing on stream, and then like I make like another defense video and then another offense video, just kind of what I do, kind of just the small things that I think could help the majority of the community.
Yeah, no more going 12-0 for me, man.
I have
to ask Ty about the Cheeto sandwiches too, bro, before we even get off the first call, because those Cheetos, I went back and watched this. It's one of your own like first videos, and it's the second video I ever seen of you, because your first one was you just talking about you winning globals. So
right.
I was like, I enjoyed that video, and then I seen this Cheeto sandwich one. I like pop it up, and now
he followed up a global championship win video with a Cheeto sandwich video.
Nah, it was actually I think it was before. Like, he would have posted it after he won. So like he still wasn't even like posting I'm the man. He was posting Cheeto sandwiches. So.
Yeah, that was when I was super inconsistent. Didn't know about the YouTube stuff, and people were like post on YouTube. I was like, man, I'm going to KFC. Y'all want something, man? Hey, man, I'll give y'all something.
Yeah. I love the comments on there now. You go back and like people are going back there and commenting, and they'd be like, "Damn, this is where Ty started." Like,
shit, man.
Literally.
Tom, did you manage to catch the DBG part of that podcast?
No, I haven't actually. I didn't. I wasn't able to. No.
Go and catch it, because I refer to you guys as the IRL dynamic duo, right? And I brought that up with DBG, and he kind of told us about your background of how you guys kind of got to know each other. And he said he basically positioned you as like the Thanos of 2K, like the final boss, and all of that. Does that like he
post gauntlet or before the gauntlet? Which one are we talking about?
I think on his comeback where he wins, right? And that's what. Is that pressure, man? Like being positioned as that guy, like just knowing that every game you play, you're expected to win. Like that is tough. Like that's a lot of pressure to deal with. Like, do you feel that?
Well, I remember in 2K19, that's when like it was during his tournament, right? He made that he made it out to be like I was the best, which for him, that's probably what he wanted, the publicity, whatever. And I mean, I was new to the MyTeam comp community, and I was beating a lot of the 250K qualifiers, so they didn't like me, right? And so they didn't like the fact that he was trying to be the best. And so yeah, it was a lot of pressure for me. And then when I lost the game versus Goggles, everybody was excited, and I feel like that's still kind of how it is today, right? Unless the people outside of me, and obviously Splash is different, but a lot of people wanted to see me lose last weekend, just not necessarily have it out for me. They want to see an upset. It's like, you know, let's say the Lakers, you know, or the Nets, right? You want to see the Bucks this year beat the Nets because it would be something cool to see. So that I don't necessarily feel the pressure anymore, I would say, but early on I did.
Yeah, the crazy thing for you, the crazy thing for Ty is if anyone beats him, right? They almost get like catapulted into the MyTeam community and their 250K.
Yeah, I mean, like he's like the top dog. It's like a LeBron thing. I'm not saying you're LeBron James. I'm just gonna slow down. You're still top dog, you know, King James. But now, like it's like a LeBron thing. Like, you know, people in the league, like if LeBron loses, oh, why did you lose? If he wins, oh, it doesn't mean anything. You're the best in the league. So you know what I'm saying? It's like
people take it for granted
either way. But but like, you know, like you got to be able, when you're good at certain things, you just got to be able to tune it out. And I definitely say like a huge part of your game is definitely mental. It's like I watch your games. There'll be games where you're down, and me, if I get down after like 2K home, you're gonna see it. I'm gonna get upset. Like, you're gonna see. I'm gonna start saying stuff, but you talk yourself back into it. You like this, like, oh, that's mine. Like, I gotta get that next time. Same play, same thing happens. That's a green. Same play, throw that same pass. That's a steal. I'm like, how does he do it? Like,
Ty's literally Dr. Phil himself, like during the game, bro. He calms himself down.
I feel like you have to be though. It's like, because if I get down 9-0 against Splash, just like I did versus defense to offense, a lot of the community is gonna be like, uh-oh. But for me, it's just like, it's just part of it, right? It's part of it. That happens in real life basketball, and obviously 2K sometimes isn't on your side, but you gotta, in my opinion, if I play as good as I can, I shouldn't lose because of 2K. That's kind of my whole mindset with it. So yeah, you're definitely right. Mentally that's the biggest part of my game, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like you're always the argument to like Algo, right? People are like, if Algo exists, well, how does Ty win every game? Well, Ty's Ty. It's like, when LeBron has a bad game, he still drops 20. Like, it doesn't work like that. There is a level of skill to this. Speaking of DBG, you're like reaction videos. I've actually got a kind of question from my wife as well to you, which is
okay.
But DBG, like, you have fun reacting to his tier list. I think it's some of the best content on YouTube.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's just, I think, the reason I started it is because my brother, right, who helps me out, edits my videos now, he came up with the idea, yo, Ty, you should react to this. And I just think instead of me creating my own tier list, it's better content. I feel like seeing where he has people and then giving my reaction to him, because obviously we don't agree on a lot of the same things.
Yeah. Is AI good? Is he good?
Allen Iverson sucks, man.
I think he's great.
That dude sucks. Oh my goodness.
I don't think he's great. Yeah, he's terrible. Well, what do you think the biggest disagreement you guys have had? What's the worst take DBG's ever had?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was
the Elgin
Baylor was bad. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure at the end of last year, he put this dude up in like A tier because he's like, if somebody just gets the game, they're gonna have success because the center was like 7. It was some huge dude that couldn't do anything, and I was like, the dude, if you're using him, you're not gonna have success no matter what. So there's a lot of things that we just don't agree on.
My wife has requested that you do more Fall Guys videos.
That game, I cannot stand that game. I hate that game.
I don't know why, but you playing that game was more entertaining than anyone else I've seen. You just scream and run at the top of your voice for 10 minutes, just had me in tears.
just like on 2K, man. We gotta run.
All right, Ty, let's talk about your growth, man, because it's been awesome. Like, I obviously watch your streams, and YouTube's gone crazy. You hit 40,000 right now.
Yep, at 46 right now, I think. So
you're at 46 already. Jeez,
yep.
Yeah, it's going crazy. How has that growth come about, man? Like, has there been a strategy to this? Like, obviously, if there's up and coming sort of YouTubers, and outside of being a sweat, you're obviously very good at marketing yourself as well, and the growth and all of that. Like, how has that come about? What was the strategy there, do you think?
So I think right after the global championship, I got a name for myself a little bit, right? Just my foot in the door in the community. And so that's when I started being like, okay, I need to at least be somewhat consistent. And the biggest thing with YouTube is consistency. Now, I'm not going to say you have to post 4 videos a day like me, but posting at least a couple of times a week and being consistent with whatever schedule you have. Because my viewers know that what they're going to get, right? They know that I'm going to be consistent with it. But I will say when I first started, and obviously Nate edits my videos now, my brother. But when I first started, I was grinding 2 to 3 12-0s a day. I was putting out 2 to 3 videos, streaming. Like, it was a lot of work. Like, to get even into the position I am now, I had to work so hard, and the content wasn't nearly as good. But the thing is, as long as you're consistent at it, people are gonna like the content you put out. So consistency is definitely the key with everything.
Yeah, you're really creative as well, right? You've got these kind of unique concepts like Money in the Bank and MyTeam Makeover, things like that. I was on that once. I screenshotted it.
Yeah, I haven't been in a couple episodes, Ty. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, this next one, Josh, I got you.
No, I'm just messing with you, man. No, but something I want to ask you. Sorry, real quick.
Go on.
I want to ask you about, like, you see how your growth as like a player, like, just your skill wise. Like, I started playing competitively literally like after watching your bait defensive video. I decided I'm like, all right, I want to compete. And like sometimes I could be hard on myself because I'm like, yo, all these other dudes are nice like this. But then, like you said, you was playing competitively since 19. How were you able to find, like, I don't want to say exploits, but like, how were you able to learn the game well enough to where you could take advantage of it to, like, propel yourself as a player? Like, what did you do? Like, what did it take?
So I feel like in 2K19, before I really started playing competitively, I was decent, right? I could go 12-0 and I was decent. But I would say the best thing I did, I watched TJ, I watched Valor, like watch some of the guys that played in 250, see what they did. And it's like, if you already have your kind of foundation, how you play, and then you add kind of some of the exploits to the game, then you can really make yourself next level. And it's just all about thinking one step ahead, right? Defensively, offensively, just thinking that one step ahead and just giving yourself an advantage to your opponent, I think.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting because that is the way it's kind of working now, right? Like there are a handful of people, yourself included, who figure out the kind of next step or that secret or that exploit that no one else has figured out. And then everyone else is just kind of sitting there waiting for you to tell us what it is, right?
Right.
That's literally become the dynamic.
Yeah,
like how go on.
Did you start for like your gameplays? Were you the first one to do like signatures in the shoot around, if you know what I mean?
Like,
were you like one of the originals? Yeah, like I feel like you started that.
I think
really
that and like yeah,
tendencies. You definitely did start that.
So that's like a thing. Like you taught everyone that. Like that's huge for people.
Right.
Like now
And
people go and look at a card like that.
I feel like, well, and the biggest thing is last year, I think before 2K database came out, you couldn't see that stuff right away. At least I don't think, at least tendencies. I think you could maybe see dribble six, but you couldn't see tendencies. And so, yeah, just, showing tendencies. Because really the tendencies in dribble six, I mean, you could have a Kawhi Leonard, but if he doesn't have good dribble six, he's not playing, right? So, or good dribble six or tendencies. So, I mean, that part of the game is what, let's say I went to Madden. And a guy like has 99 hit power, where every time they get a hit stick, the other person from his ball. If I go to Madden, I'm not gonna know that right away. And if I watch a YouTuber and they start talking about it, you're right. Other people are gonna start picking up on that.
Picking it up.
So Ty, go back to streaming for a second. Obviously the streams have gone like through the roof. I was really aware when we did our setup call the other day, and it's a little bit clear here as well. There's kind of two different people, right? I think it's the same person, but there's a very different energy. Like, are you intentionally flipping that switch when you go onto Twitch?
I think Twitch and let's say YouTube are just two different personalities. Like as far as me and my viewers, right? Because I feel like on Twitch I'm more free flowing and not as formal, and I feel like on YouTube I'm just like a part of that is just because YouTube is more strict. They always are with like let's say copyright or like if you use bad words. Like so on Twitch, not that I use bad words because I don't, but it's a lot more just free flowing. I don't have to worry about saying anything wrong, and it's just a lot more free flowing. And I have more fun doing Twitch than YouTube too because it's like my chat's obviously there, and it's a lot more fun, I feel like.
Yeah. What are you going to focus on more, do you think, moving forward? You're going to try and keep a balance of both, or are you going to lean towards one?
I think right now I like the balance I have. I think Twitch helps YouTube, YouTube helps Twitch. So right now I'll probably keep the same balance, but eventually I'll probably just do YouTube, like let's say a couple years down the road. Hopefully I'll still mix in an occasional Twitch stream, but probably not every single day, just when I don't have as much time or per se.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about your streams, Ty, is like, I kind of jumped into your streams. I didn't really use Twitch, to be honest, until we started the podcast. Like I used to watch a lot of streaming on Facebook and things like that and just watch YouTube videos basically. But it was very evident to me that you kind of really go out of your way to pick out as many people as you can from the chat, like communicate with as many people as possible. Like, is that an intentional thing? That's something you're focusing on doing?
Well, I feel like, especially when I used to just be on Twitch, it makes your viewers feel and I special, and I want it to be like that because if you're spending time watching my stream, I value that. Like I don't want anybody to take that for granted because that obviously helps me. It means a lot to me, and that's part of the reason I have so much fun on Twitch is with my interactive chat. And it's getting I'm not gonna lie, it's hard now when it's moving so fast, but especially when I'm playing like a competitive game. But that's like why I eventually after 250K I just want to like stream and have fun interacting with my chat more than playing competitively, just because that's the Twitch part, right? That's the fun part for me is interacting with my chat.
I mean, about do you plan like after 250, are you gonna stay on current gen or are you just gonna just make the transition to next gen?
I think I probably it just depends what the majority of the community does as far as YouTube, like gameplays and stuff, because I want them to do as good as possible. So I'll probably just put out a tweet, whether, you know, if most people are on current gen, that's probably where I'll stay. And if most people are on next gen, I'll probably just go there. But as far as like Twitch, I'll stream whatever. Like, yeah,
I want to know your thoughts on next gen gameplay.
And the little I played it before, like the blinders nerf, before like the fade nerf, I haven't played it since then, but it's interesting. I can't say I would. I wasn't good, so I would just go out there and.
I can't really feel like you can bring up you moving and grooving too often.
Yeah,
on that game.
and I was just running and shooting drifters with Curry. That's all I remember.
running and gunning.
Because everyone feels like a bit of a snail on there compared to current gen.
I'm not gonna lie, Giannis with the ball looks different though. Like he looks so fast. So we just have to see.
You think you're gonna have to relearn the game a little bit, like, or do you think you'll just transfer like the same sort of Thanos level?
I definitely have to relearn it. I'll be way behind in offensively more than anything, and then defensively, it's next gen and current gen is just two separate games. It's like going from 2K20 to 2K21, which at the start of 2K21, I had to relearn defense as a whole. So you just got you're just gonna have to relearn it.
Yeah, well, you go back and watch your gameplay last year, and it's like the way you just used to just dribble up the court. One animation of like all the way up with Magic Johnson, tween. And then look at the gameplay now. It's just like
deep
so
hash,
different.
going deep hash.
You telling us about deep hash made me go 12-0. By the way,
that's what I like to hear.
Run stressful with that. Well, that's all I used to say. I'm like, I used to hit up Tom like, Ty, this guy's running 5 out. Like, what do I do? He said, you just gotta pinch, man. And I'm just
you gotta try, man.
Like, it's tough.
Yeah. There was a good 6 weeks where my strategy was give the ball to Cam Reddish and just run deep hash.
Cam Reddish, man, he was a goat, man.
Yeah, that diamond Cam. I got a question for you that I want you to be really honest about. Okay, because I think you're going to give me some fluffy response, but I want to know the truth. When someone gives you advice on your stream, what do you actually think? Because I literally saw it the other day. People were giving you advice on rotations, and I was creasing, to be honest. I was like,
no matter who it is, it makes me mad. Like Isaac, my best friend, right, in the community, my best friend, he'll be like, Ty, you can't rotate from there. Like,
we're
man,
talking about Mr. Rotation.
Like, yes, if I rotate as much as I do, I'm gonna make a wrong rotation here and there and stuff. But if I'm over rotating, then just say you're over rotating, but don't say you can't do this, you can't do that. Just, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched him during 250K his stream, and he was getting so annoyed with you. He was like, Ty, you're doing too much.
And I'm fine if he says that, like, because I especially against defense to offense, like, and when I do too much, it's when I feel like I'm due for a break, whether it's due for them to miss a white, whether it's something like that, or when I just feel like the algo is not on my side, and then I'd start to do too much. But no, definitely, that's the only thing I would say that
you scared me some of those games, man. You were scaring me.
You think I scared you? I was scaring myself. Not that I was nervous, but
the crazy thing is that you and Splash almost both lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like very close to losing. Like those games.
Well, it was defense to offense who gave you the good game, right?
Yep.
I'm watching. I'm like I don't know if you do this to like mess with us on purpose. You like I think this is you kind of figuring out the game. You start slow, and I'm like, yo, Ty, like yo, come on, man, this is the big stage. Come on. Then next thing you know, I took a break from the game. I come back. You're up like 8. I'm like, what the? Like what? I'm like, where is this coming from? I'm like, yo. And I'm watching you, like, the way you rotate, it's like, it looks simple, but it's like you go, throw still, next. I'm like, yo, how do you even, how do you not get overwhelmed with something like that? I'm like how are you able to just move so, like, it's like,
you definitely have muscle. You definitely have some kind of muscle memory with, like, switching players.
I said this to DBG. I think he's got superpowers. I think he's seeing things in slow motion. Like,
I saw it on Twitter. Some dude said I had 13 fingers.
I just had to laugh, man. You're the claw. You got a claw in real life.
Literally,
not a claw.
It's funny. Like we're talking about algo, right? Like people say that you're the kind of exception to it. If anything, you prove it exists, right? Because if someone's in a close game,
creates it.
I create it. That's
the defense creates it, literally.
Because people say that I'm most blessed, which is probably true, but it's steals, and then I get easy buckets, and it's just I do create the algo most of the time, 100%.
Especially if you're forcing turnovers, like if you get like I say like if you're up in the game and you get like you said it takes 2 possessions. I know you and your what you call your bait defense video. You said get bumpy. every time, it doesn't matter if you're gonna, he's like, yo, go for that steal 10 times, even if you get it 1 out of 10 times, all it takes is 1 steal, and you can either get your opponent rattled or just like, that's a swing. Like, you just scored, get the steal, bucket, and it's like, that's how he creates the algo. Like, he forces the turnovers, and then, boom, he's getting all these buckets, and then he's hot. His opponent can't shoot. All right, now I'm getting rebounds, and you like to run. Showtime,
Right.
you know, which stocky pool, like you like to call him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you're creating the algo. So, like, I definitely do agree. Like, he creates the algo in the game.
It's crazy because like it could with a typical player, right? Like we'll be down by 5, the algo will switch, we might win by 5. With this guy, he's like it's level, he's never down, rarely down, and then he's up by 50. Like
it's just all, in my opinion, like when I got down against defense to offense 9-0, my goal at that point tied up by the end of the first. You know, you just gotta say small goals because it looks pretty. Like, imagine just giving somebody a free 9 points. I have a hard time giving people like that I know I'm a lot better than like 15-point spreads, and defense to offense is obviously very good. So it's just all about setting those small goals. And my thing, even when I grew up playing AAU basketball, I had a coach that always said 2 stops, 2 scores. So if I can get 2 stops in a row, 2 scores in a row, whether it's showtime, whatever the case may be, that's the algo right there.
Yeah.
I mean, are you disappointed? Are you disappointed that you didn't get a Rocco card for your 250k? There was no Robert Covington. There was no solid card you could use.
Man. I was hoping they'd come out with like a dime and I could at least have fun with it up in a game or something. Like,
it would have been nice to see you rock that last year's one, like that kind of card. You would have did some work with
hopefully they come out with one soon that I can just have fun with. But
yeah, I'm sure it's on the way. Yeah, it'll be on the way for sure. It'll be night. Yeah, for sure. It's quite stressful watching you play sometimes from your opponent's perspective, right? Because it is like claustrophobic as hell.
Right.
Like, you literally make it. Josh, what was it? Tell me what it was like, because you played in 2 games.
So it was 2 games. The first game, I'm not gonna lie, just seeing the name, just knowing I was playing Ty, I was a little rattled because I'm like, you know, he's gonna be in the lane.
You nearly played again this week, right? As well. Like you literally.
Yeah, I looked at the play lounge tournament. The dude I lost by 4. I looked at the bracket. I seen Ty. I said I'd have loaded into that game and been like, what the? But now, like the first game I played him, I was super rattled. I'm like, all right, I've never played against him in a serious scene. And I just threw like, I quit like in halftime. Second game, I'm like, all right, I know he likes to force, you know, want you to play fast. I tried slowing it down and it just didn't matter. He threw bodies at me and I was throwing scaries. I'm like, yo, I can't. There's no...
Your first stream versus him, I watched, and I remember you were like,
I've never seen you look like that.
He is good. And you're just like, he is everywhere. And I was just like,
I could not do anything.
I was like, you're done. You already just.
I took myself out of it. Yeah.
You were in the leave the game territory there. Like,
but Tom, I'll tell you this: if I see you in the tournament again, it's on. Game on, man.
That's the energy I like, man.
That's the game on, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was good though. It was fun. Like, it was a good experience. I actually meant to like look back at that game to try to learn some things, but I never got a chance to. But definitely like playing somebody like you. I think I played Isaac too in the qualifiers. Even Isaac, like his defense is like, oh man, like he gets really bumpy, man. Like, you know, you two, you guys, like y'all set the standards for me. With like comp, like I really like, you know, looked up to you guys because I'm trying to learn the game. Right. I tried looking at Bio's really like, you know, casuals, nothing against that. And then like I looked at you and I'm like, yo, I really want to learn this game because I could not. First, it was just to go 12-0. And then I found out about MyTeam Madness. I'm like, okay, let's try to see if I could see where I stand at. But like, yeah, I always constantly watch you guys to see what I can learn. And like your rotation, man, I don't know what it's gonna take, but those rotations, man, rotations are hell. Yeah, like, he just be from the left corner, run all the way to the right wing. I'm like, you're making that rotation? I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy to watch. It is
like,
crazy.
I'm scared to make those rotations. I'm like, nah, what?
Yeah, I've seen it happen, and I still don't know what happened. Like, that's what it is. Ty, Jaquel is like, you know, he is comp level player, played in global championships, all of this stuff. He's in a position where he can't really qualify for 250k because he's in New Zealand, right?
Okay. Yep.
My dream match is you versus Jaquel. How do we make this happen?
Man, we need 5G. That's what we need. We need 5G so we can all play.
I mean, we can play on delay, but I mean,
it's disgusting delay, bro. This is like we're talking on the other side of the world. Yeah, it's just the other side of the world.
Can we just do 2 games, like 1 on each side? Can we just make that happen?
We can. It's gonna be. I've played on Asian servers before, which is the worst that I've played on.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Horrible.
But I mean, I will say this. Hey, I'll play on delay.
Yeah, for
We
sure,
just
for
got to
sure.
see it happen. We've got to see it happen.
Well, I do know that Jin Sanity actually plays because he is someone that's in Australia. He uses his account a lot for like he versus you with it. Have you seen that
Yep.
account?
Who's it,
World,
Andrew?
whatever.
Yeah, Andrew, yeah.
So he uses that account. He's actually played some of the dudes on my servers, like from
Really?
wherever he is, and he smokes them. So
Mhm.
even on our delay, like he still comes over and does wages. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
Jim
could probably
is
still
tough, too.
you'd still be a monster on it. Like it would just be
That's
a
actually
little
one of
bit
my
slower
dream
for you.
matchups too. Like I would have liked to see if it wasn't Splash.
Oh yeah, Jin and
I would
Ty.
definitely would have loved to see Jin. Like, I watch
Everybody
your
wanted to
wages.
see that, yeah.
I watch your wages, man, and like I be like the impression I get, like he'll be up, and I'm like, let me come back to the stream. Ties a game. I'm like, yo, what? Like, yo, this kid is relentless. Like, yo, like y'all games are so heated. I remember there was a game you rotated, I think with Zion, you missed it. He greened it in the corner, and you lost by 3. I was like y'all games are really intense. That's a game like
They've had some monster
second
games,
best,
and
yeah, man. So
they're the only ones that I can see that can like even compete with you. To be honest,
Yeah.
him and
I would
Splash.
say I've played Jin a lot more than Splash this year, and Jin and I always go back and forth, always. So that it like, and that is how you know kind of the qualifier system's broken. You know, first 2 qualifiers he's in position to qualify, and then got air coded. So it's just
Do you know what I think will make you unbeatable if you learn is dribbling like Jin and that.
you're
Stop
not
giving
wrong.
him advice.
don't
Like,
what the hell are you
Hey,
doing with Jacob?
But it's hard. Like
No,
dribbling is
but
hard.
for real, if TyDeBo could dribble like Jin or Splash, say goodbye. Like, I don't know how you beat him then. If he can dribble like that, because obviously you can still dribble, but like you dribbling like Splash, man, like
That
say
is
goodbye.
That's the
Man,
one
Splash.
area I could, improve on is, but they're like they play in the league and they know how to handle it, and I don't know.
I want to see. You know who I want to see him play, Jazz? I want to see Nick play Ty.
yeah, I was literally about to say this. Like, Nick
yo.
is this like 17-year-old French sweat, right? And he literally is one of
watches
the
you.
best players in the
Like,
world. And
No, he said he watches your stream. He watches your streams.
yeah,
Other than I played him in 20, beat him. He played me on 21. Like when I tell you he has my number, like
ridiculous.
all 10 digits. Like it's not even.
I think this is the funny
crazy,
thing,
man.
right? We've got a generation of like young players coming through, right? That from the age of sort of 14, 15 have been learning defense from you, offense from Splash, dribbling from Jin. Like they've literally just been putting this stuff all together like while they're at school. Do you think that next generation of like MyTeam players is going to be able to do all of it?
They're gonna be way better than we are. And the thing is, that's why I gotta capitalize while I'm here. It might be the last year.
Yeah, because I feel like you can even look at that as like, I'm not saying that Jomar he's not as good as anymore. He's still a monster, but I feel like you guys just kind of like showed him you got to really play this game right now because he kind of only plays it casually, right?
Yeah, he doesn't
he's
play
kind of
like that.
Yeah, he's like an in and out kind of player.
Yeah.
So like that kind of just showed
But
why
like,
he
imagine
lost.
if he
like
did
he
though. Like you see, like just like
yeah.
That's why like the league players. I have so much respect for them because it's like they come from a one-player game mode. It's like they learn the game so much to the point where they can literally apply it to any game mode they play.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge. And you said you played competitive pro in 18, right?
18, yeah.
So I feel like IQ, like that's what I want to kind of get my foot in the door of like playing competitive park and pro because I feel like I'll be able to understand the game a little bit more and be able to do things. So like I'm like I didn't even know interceptor was that important of a badge until last year. You spoke about it. And I'm like, that's why I throw so many turnovers. Like okay,
Right.
Yeah. You know the Jomar game last week, the one in the qualifiers.
You say what?
You know the Jomar game in the qualifiers, yeah.
Yep.
Did that drive you to go kind of ham in that game?
Well, the crazy thing is like when I lost to Jomar, I was like, it didn't mean that much to me, but I was just mad.
Yeah,
I was just mad that I lost. I would say this. I wasn't like I was locked in, but I wasn't like there's 2 levels. I feel like I was trying to improve my score, but it wasn't like a desperation type mode. And then obviously when he beat me, I was like, okay, like I'm glad Jomar got in. I like Jomar a lot, and I was like, I hope to meet you at the top, and that's what happened. And I was definitely motivated, no doubt.
And everybody was talking. There was a lot of people in your chat talking. It was
it's funny. Like we were just saying how like beating Ty can completely transform someone's perception, right, of them as a player, and that was that perfect example, right? Because no one was really thinking about Jomar. And
No,
then
I
that
never
game
did. When he
happened.
won 250 though, you gotta give.
Yeah, and then the
Right,
narrative
yeah,
was
you forget
Jomar
that.
is the favorite. Like just like
Right.
that. Just like that.
Right. And then even people on Twitter, like I saw before my game, I actually liked this dude's tweet. I'm not gonna put out his name, but he a former league player said, I got Jomar for any amount, DM me. I just liked the tweet.
Yeah, well then,
Golden time.
yeah,
That
then
is
everyone
well.
starts using Ben Simmons. Like all of a sudden, Ben Simmons is goaded. I'm
Right.
just like, one game and use it like this. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Right.
His price went through the roof, didn't it, after that game?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a bit, yeah, it had a boost
Yeah.
for a bit.
Jesus.
Ty, we got to do some English lessons, man. I do not like what I was hearing on stream the other day.
From
Yeah.
me?
What do you call the last meal in the day?
Come on, man. It's supper.
Supper.
I like
Right.
these ones.
I'm going to teach all three of you English for a little bit, right? Like, I'm from England. That's where the language comes from. The last meal of the day is dinner. There's like one part of the UK that calls it supper. I find it so weird that you call it supper. There's like one tiny little like backwards part of the UK that calls it supper. Outside of that, I've never heard. Like your fries are chips. That's what they're called. You know,
No,
fries.
that's fries. French fries. French fries.
French fries.
French fries are called chips. So the thick ones are chips, and the little ones are fries. Like that's fine.
Hey, I need all these lessons, man.
And your the things that you guys call chips are called crisps. That is what they're called. I want to see you using this stuff now. Just next stream, just come out and say I'm gonna have.
I need to start using dinner because I get so much heat for that. So much.
Supper.
supper. It's kind of like over here. There's literally like one town. Mate, I want to talk to you about Iowa a little bit, just a little bit, because I think the three greatest exports from Iowa are TyDeBo, Seth Rollins, and Slipknot. I think they're the three best things. Do you think growing up in such a small town made you like kind of gave you the time to play the game? Like, I'm assuming there wasn't much to do, right? It was a really small town, you said, right?
I lived in a town of less than 1,000 people, so I would say I played the game, but I was super involved in sports. Like,
Yeah.
when I say from a young age, like my dad was a head coach at a basketball or at a high school, so every after school I would just go there. And so I would say basketball more than anything is just what I was involved in, more so than video games. I played a little bit just in my free time, but not really a crazy amount. But just like being involved in such a small community, it's just like I was a 4-sport athlete because I went to a decently small school, and it's just like, yeah, I guess I would say I was more involved in sports because of more than anything.
Yeah. I played cricket in high school. Do you guys even know what that is?
I know what that is. Yeah.
It's a more boring baseball game to me. This what their game
It's
is.
a more
I
boring
can't
version of any
stand
sport.
cricket.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you would know what that is. You're from New Zealand.
Yeah, I know what cricket is. I hate cricket.
Ty, where did your name come from? Is it from the Friday movies?
Is it from what?
Is it from the Friday movies?
No.
Yeah. There's a character called Debo in one of the Friday movies.
So it's just like my last name's DeBont. So it's just like when I was going through school, everybody would just call me Debo because my last name's a lot harder to pronounce. So it's just kind of where it's from, and I just
so
kind
it's
of
like an IRL nickname.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's cool. Couple more things, man. Timberwolves this year, next year. How you feeling?
Wait, can we talk about that dunk, Anthony
Yeah, let's
Edwards?
talk about that dunk.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Those are the types of things that I get to enjoy more than a good team, right? Because Ant throws it down. Hey, who cares about the win at the end of the night, man?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they look like a 2K animation too. They're kind of
it
cool.
did.
Poster.
I was talking to LD after that. He said we need to put that in the game for next year. But I don't know, man. I hope the Timberwolves can get it figured out, and it's hard because we have so many injuries. Like Cat was hurt, or he had COVID earlier this season. He's had a tough
wrist. Yeah, right. He's had a tough
He's
year.
had such a tough year. And then right when he comes back, D'Lo gets hurt, has to have surgery. Right when, we're starting to figure things out with Ant and Malik. Malik now has a 10-game suspension for the offseason issue. So it's just eventually, well, hopefully we get another top 3 pick. Fingers crossed. If we do that, then we get to keep it and the Warriors don't get it. But I do think there's some sort of potential, with Ant, with Beasley, with D'Lo. Hopefully he moves better after the surgery. Obviously, Cat. I just think we need some sort of defense, though.
I feel like you would be playing for the playoffs. Like you'd be in contention if you had.
There is a
healthy
foundation there for sure, right?
Yeah.
If everybody was healthy, I think we would really be in. We would be in.
Yeah.
we'd be in there.
I'm a Knicks fan, so I understand where you're coming from, man. Yeah, that's being a Knicks fan is rough.
Hey, at least y'all are competing this year.
Yeah, no, come on.
For now, they never stick to it, but for now.
Were you happy with the Edwards pick at the time?
It was I wanted to trade it, but obviously the number one, it didn't have that much value because there wasn't like a Zion or Ja. So
yeah,
it was either Ant or LaMelo at the time. I didn't know who I wanted because LaMelo shot like 20% from 3 overseas. So
going back, would you take LaMelo?
Going back, yeah. But with that being said, I like Ant. So LaMelo's just different,
Yeah, we're waiting for a LaMelo card now, aren't we? I reckon that's imminent.
Anthony Edwards card too. They need to make him a point guard. Give him Pro 2.
Edwards was the card.
If the card out isn't their dunk, they need to make their card out their dunk. If they don't, then they've failed. They have failed. You got to make
Hall of Fame Showtime too, of course. Ty's favorite.
For me,
Hall of Fame Showtime. You know what I'm
saying? Ty, final thing, man. Plans for this year. What's your expectations for 21, man? Obviously, you want to get 250K out of the way. You want to spend all that money. What are you spending the money on?
So I would say the money. I would just. I don't know. I kind of want to pay off a little more of my house because I was able to put a down payment on that, and obviously that would be the smart purchase.
Amazing.
I've always my dream car. This would be a dumb purchase, and my brother gets mad at me every time I mention it. But my dream car is a Tesla, so I kind of
Tesla time.
I kind of want one, but Nate's talking me out of it, saying I should invest in. So we'll see what that happens. But plans for 21. Honestly, coming into this year, I had 3 goals. One of them was 100K on YouTube. That's probably not going to happen by the end of the year, but it could. Or by the 2K year, I don't know. But hopefully by the end of
if you win 250, surely.
Yeah, you're gonna get like 30,000 subs at least, man.
So that's that was my main goal this whole year. Obviously, winning 250 was another goal, and then just eventually, hopefully, I'm getting to the point where I can just enjoy the extra time I have. Because obviously, last year I worked 14, 15, 16 hours a day. Now I'm down to 10, 11. So if I can cut that down and just start enjoying, because I'm still 20 years old, well, about to be 21, but just enjoying March 7th. So a day after 250. So,
So really what you're saying is you're going to be Thanos soon. You're just going to disappear. You're going to take off. You're going to be relaxed.
Click his fingers and he's gone.
After you've just destroyed the community.
He's going to flick the stick on the controller and then everything's going to change.
I just feel like I'm still going to work hard and do YouTube and Twitch. It's just like, I just want to enjoy kind of spending time with friends and family too while I'm young.
Yeah, it's crazy and inspiring, man. Like what you're doing is like you say, we forget that you're 20 years old and you're doing all of this, man. Fair play to you.
Yeah, we're the same age. You make me feel like I got to step it up. I'm like, damn. I'm like he's 20. I'm like, I'm 22. Like,
shout out to your brother too, bro. I haven't seen him on the stream in a while.
Yeah, I want to give the biggest reason is because most people don't know this. So last March, maybe April, I had like 10K on YouTube. And that was all. I edited all those videos. He came to me and said, Ty, I think you should drop out of college. I said, slow down. What did you just say to me? He said, hear me out. And then he mentioned the idea of editing my videos, doing all this. I said, Nate, we got 10K right now. He said, it's not about that. It's about the growth in the future. So, I mean, we made the decision. We made the decision to try for it. And if it didn't work out, it wouldn't work out. But shout out to Nate.
That's dope, bro.
What was the timetable for that? Like, how long are we going to give it to, if it didn't work out?
I would say we were probably just going to see. Well, we just were going to see at least he kept his job for a little while just to see kind of. It was in speculation for like a month or two, and then it kept growing. And we didn't really have a set timetable, but we were just going to see, for a couple of months what happened. And it just kind of worked out for us.
I said to DBG as well. I said that it was kind of a blessing with COVID. Like COVID put so many more eyes on YouTube and stuff like that. And your channel was just coming. And I seen you just before COVID here. So. Right. And then look at you now. Yeah.
How old is your brother?
He's 23.
23? Oh,
yeah, so 3 years old.
It's just y'all two? Just
yeah.
You two? Yeah.
But yeah, COVID, it's an awful thing. And it's just bad that it happened, but the timing of it for me to win globals last year at the very end of February, right before COVID hit.
Right before.
And then my YouTube kind of started up then, and then school got put online, so I was able to upload more content, and I was so decommitted to school. Blessing that I made it out last semester.
I remember he said he woke up one time, it was during the YouTube stream, He said, "Yeah, I woke up." He said, "Oh snap, I missed class." I was like, "Oh, Ty." Like, oh, man.
and then last year, I remember this teacher required us to have our cameras on, but I was trying to record one of my Worth It videos at the same time in class. So I turned my camera off, muted for a little bit, and then after class, she was waiting for me. I said, "My camera was bugging."
Best camera setup we've ever had, yeah. I'm sure that's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, listen, thanks, Ty, man. We really, really appreciate you coming on today. It's been a blast as always with these guests. His description, his channel, his Twitter, everything's going to be in the description below. Help him get to that 50K this week. Let's just get it done, then he can get on with the rest of it. Good luck, man, in 250K. We'd love to speak to you again afterwards. Is that something we could do?
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure being here, having the ability to come on here, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. Yeah, good luck again, man. We'll all be tuning in. And guys, don't miss the 250K final. We're rooting for Ty. Let's go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was a crazy guest, TyDeBo, right there. That conversation was awesome. We really got to learn a bit more about him, his background and stuff like that. If you guys really want us to keep getting guests like this on, it helps us hugely if you guys can leave a like and subscribe and comment underneath. We always want to hear questions about anything. Like anything is, we can bring it up in this convo. That's the cool thing. All these dudes can just talk about whatever. But we do like to just find out anything about guests. It takes a lot of work too. So, like it helps out Jazz's YouTube big time if you guys can leave a like and subscribe. So yeah, please do that.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like the best thing you can do, like I said, is free. Just drop a sub and it just gives us momentum to keep doing this. We've got JD crossover on next week. Obviously, we're supposed to be on last week. Drop a comment, asking him a question or whatever. Let us know what you thought of the Ty interview, anything that you thought was interesting, anything you want to ask. We will have Ty on again soon after the 250K, just so you know. So we will speak to him again if there's anything you want us to ask. But yeah, that was really cool. Guys, should we go back to content for a second? We kind of rushed through it because, we were due to speak to Ty. Let's talk about this new drop, I think. The flash drop we need to speak about, right? Dirk, Harden, Jokic. You guys tried any of these cards out?
I was able to try out Nash and Malik Sealy, and somebody actually reached out to me saying that they're gonna let me do Harden and Jokic gameplay. So I will definitely get more in depth. But I definitely feel like majority of the cards is good. Like I'm hearing Dirk got an updated jump shot. It's not that horrible jump shot they used to give him.
Yeah.
Steve Nash is basically like a Stockton clone, much taller, better release. And Malik Sealy, let me tell you, mixtape Malik can move. That man can move. 6'8". Oh my God. Like I love him. Like I literally just sold a player. I am gonna go pick up Malik, add him to my team. Probably gonna replace Jack Marin. He's definitely a great option. He might even start on my team. 6'8", 7'3" wingspan, Hall of Fame Showtime gold range. He's literally Terry Dischinger, but I feel like he's better than Terry. Even though Terry has half range, he's better than Terry because of his height and like his size. So I feel like he's better in that department. But definitely,
I see DBG did a bit of a big thing. He said that Jokic and what's the other center? His two centers. Dirk. He said that they blow AD out the water. So Dirk
is good. Dirk is good.
But you lucky Ty didn't hear that because Ty has been on here. He went crazy if he heard that take from DBG.
Yeah. That's what DBG said. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting you bring up Malik. You know how we always have this kind of one tier down card in the game that everyone's running? So when we were all running pink diamonds, everyone was running Rudy as a diamond, right?
Yeah.
I think Malik's going to be that card this season, right? Everyone's going to be running Galaxy Opals and Malik, right?
100%.
Yeah. The Harden, he's glitched. Everyone called this first things first. Everyone predicted this Harden.
A lot of people did. I think he's always going to be a monster because he's so big. Like he's just a big point guard. So
guys,
his shot looks a little sus.
Are we starting to define what 2K do? I don't mean us as a podcast. I mean us as a community. We all guessed that D-Rob would be the level 40 reward, and he was. Mm-hmm. We all guessed that Harden would drop yesterday, and he did. We all guessed that it would be glitched, and it was. Are we literally dictating what's going on?
I think they're just going off with the majority.
Yeah.
I think they're just going off the majority. I feel like they kind of creep, lurk a little bit. Like, all right, let's see what the community's saying. They want a D-Rob, they're gonna get a D-Rob. So I feel
but does that work though, or did anybody ask for Cedric Maxwell?
I mean, there will be exceptions.
Did anyone ask for Pau Gasol?
I'm asking for
Powell's-
Bill Wennington next season.
Pau's actually probably one of the Pau Gasol's one of the coolest ones, just because of his like who he is and stuff like that. People know he rides with Kobe and stuff like that. Like he's a cool card, but like still,
We
it's
might be
like,
getting an Opal
anyone
Kobe
ask
this
for those
season.
cards? Yeah.
Might be
Did
getting
anyone
Opal
ask for
Kobe
those
this season,
cards?
though.
Hey,
Yeah.
as long as they stop making these triple threat offline cards
What if-
so monstrous.
What if Kobe's a lock-in for the idol set, one of the lock-ins? Or what if he is the lock-in?
So people are saying that Kobe
Could be.
is going to be the lock-in for the Age of Heroes, right? That if you get Zion and Jordan, that the lock-in will be Kobe. And there's a lot of reasons, and it makes sense. And I'm scared to say this because if this is one of those moments where we say something's going to happen and then they do it, I'll be really
They're gonna
annoyed
blame us.
because
They're
I'm
gonna blame
not
us.
going to collect Age of Heroes cards.
I will.
No.
But all the branding is black and gold, right? They've released Lamar, Powell. We've had Shaq's out. We've had all of these kind of big Lakers players coming through. A lot of Kobe's teammates. It seems like everything is definitely building towards a Kobe. I really hope it's not Age of Heroes lock-in because I'm not dropping 3 million MT on that card. I'm sorry.
You might not, but I might do it. I don't know. It might be done. No, matter of fact, forget that. Because I've been able to, use some of the cards I wouldn't normally get. Yeah, you know what? If there's anybody out there willing to let me use their account to try out these cards, hey, I'm your guy. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't want to spend the 3 million, but you probably got it. So hey, listen. But I don't think it's worth it, though.
They have to make it the XP reward next season. Surely they've got to make Kobe the XP.
Surely, man.
Come on, 2K. Don't.
Because I would do that.
Like he'll be the
That is
last
someone
one.
I would do. Yeah,
I feel like he'll be the last
one.
one. I feel like they're gonna top the cake with like Kobe got to be the last one. And I feel like the reason to wait till I don't think it'll be next season. I feel like they'll make him. Will we get a dark? I think we'll get a dark matter. But
Next
I don't want Kobe. I don't want Kobe to be the first dark matter lock-in because then he'll be good for that time. But then he'll be like the worst dark matter if you.
It'll be the GOAT card from last year again.
I want him to be like the last. I want him to be like the last.
I feel like dark matter is just gonna be what it is. It's just gonna be 99 everything.
I mean, we thought GOAT was like that, but his tendencies was horrible.
Yeah.
You know, you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna do some way to kind of.
I don't think the dark matters will be 99 I think the dark matters will be able to do everything, but they're gonna sit in the 90s, right? Generally across the board. We're gonna have a set after that, right? Like the GOAT cards. Or the signature series, something that will be 99 everything.
Dark matter goats, that's what they'll be.
Yeah.
Dark matter goats.
Yeah.
Oh God, Jaquel, no, please don't give him any ideas.
Dark matter goat.
I mean, they're coming. It will happen.
The level 40. If it was Kobe, listen. If it was Kobe, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, like those kind of players, I would go for. They're dudes I want.
But they use those guys to sell packs, so they wouldn't really use them. So they care about selling packs. But that's what I'm saying. Like I really think Kobe should be one of the last cards because you could put a dark matter LeBron out, and there's just no possible way that LeBron is gonna be outdated by the time the season ends. But like a Kobe, a 6'6" shooting guard, we have Tracy, we got Malik, Celia already, we got Rudy for it's so many good 2 and 3s. We have Kawhi, like that. Literally, you just chuck him
at the point. You just
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, shooting guard. Yeah, like they got to make him a point guard. I think they wait a little later and give him all Hall of Fame badges, to just top it off. Give us that final grind. It's all right, this is the final push. After this, I'm done with your game. And
I genuinely think if they're gonna sell Kobe in the packs or whatever, or make him a reward, he has to be the best card there is in the game.
The final, the end all be all.
The final, the end all be all.
2K have to be. They've got to be careful with Kobe, man. They've got. I said this. I was speaking to Bio about this actually on stream a few weeks ago, and I was talking about them cashing in on Kobe's likeness. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm on my own. I'm on my own, but I don't like it.
No, I agree with you. That's why they kind of waited last year with the whole. Because remember, they actually made it a grind. That I respect. It was a hell of a grind, but I respected all right, you got to actually play the game to get him, and not you got to spend money. But now, it's they waited. It's if you were gonna hold off on trying to make money off Kobe because he died, then just stick with that tradition throughout the rest of the 2Ks.
Yeah, at least for a year. Just 1 year.
Just for a year, right?
The thing is, man, there's nothing 2K. No one spoke about this, right? There's nothing 2K did this year that bothered me more than one thing. They gave. You remember they gave the Kobe with the kind of the Legends pack or Legends version of 2K, right? You got a free Kobe. And fair enough, that's good. You've already cashed in on his likeness once, just to be clear, right? Because you paid an extra 30 quid for that pack. But it's theoretically a free card, right? That's how you look at it. You're buying packs. And then everyone bought that edition so we could have a Kobe. And within 2 weeks of 2K dropping, they released the Amethyst, an outdated.
Yeah.
There's nothing 2K have done this year that's bothered me more than that. That is despicable.
Yeah.
That really is.
At the end of the day, they're gonna just go for the money. And like, I understand you gotta make your money, but like it's inevitable that you're making money. Like you could just throw a hype. Like you have so many other players. You got
Exactly.
Giannis, you got Melo, you got LaMelo, you got the rookies. You know what I'm saying? You got so many other players you can make money off of. And it's like, like you said, like if you're gonna take a break, like you said, at least take a year off, because they didn't even take a year off. They like after he died, they're like, all right, we're not gonna make no money for him for the rest of this year. But then like to start, like everyone kind of knew Kobe was gonna be the Legend Edition. Like, you know, it only made sense Kobe was a Legend Edition for 2K. But then it's like, you know, we have the Amethyst Kobe, we have the Pink Diamond. Like, come on, guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give us like make it free. Obviously, we gotta work for it, but make it free. Like, you know, it's Kobe. He's like everybody. He's literally if you watch basketball, Kobe's at least everybody's hero. Everybody. Like I like LeBron James, but Kobe's still
my honest opinion, bro, it shouldn't even be working for it. It should just be free. They should be handing out Kobe's, man.
I agree, 100%.
He's not. Because like you can say it's free, right? You can say it's free, right? But that grind, bro, your time and your life is worth money, bro. Don't ever look at it like it ain't. So like the hours that it takes to get him.
There's two ways to look at this. One, they could just give it to us, right? And then that's just a good gesture on their part. But I don't mind if it's the XP grind, because if it's the XP grind, at least we're talking about Kobe nonstop for 6 weeks, right? At least it serves another purpose, where it kind of brings him back into kind of everyone's minds, and you know it becomes sort of relevant at this time in the game. Don't drop him in a pack. Do not drop him in a pack, 2K. Do not drop a Galaxy Opal or Dark Matter Kobe in a pack. Don't do it.
You know what I actually I've been thinking that 2K is gonna do is if you have all the level 40 rewards, will there be a lock-in for the last season? I think there will be. I think there will be.
They would do something like that, I'd be so mad. But you know, I feel like if they do something like that, they gotta give a chance for everyone to have that opportunity, like later down the line, extra L levels, where they add cards that you miss, like a Blake Griffin. So, because so far, I only miss Stephen Curry and Blake Griffin. Literally, I have everybody else. I'm gonna go for D-Rob. But yeah, if they do that and like, you know, later, like, because y'all remember when they mentioned it, they said they were gonna add more levels. I think it was the season to give.
Yeah, that was weird.
They're gonna add more levels. Then it's like they kind of just backtracked on it and just they're like, all right, maybe we'll hold on to this for the end of the year.
They don't even say anything, do they? Just they just don't do it.
They just didn't do it. Guys, like they did it last year, right, with Unlimited. Right, they put all of the rewards back in. Like you were getting one win to get Larry Bird, who was like 12-0 first. They'll do the same thing. I'm guessing that next season Steph Curry will be on the XP agenda somewhere, the Pink Diamond, because they're working towards it, right? They had Kemba, now they got Bryce, this season, and then I think Steph will be back on the XP agenda board next season. All right, guys, let's talk about like one final thing, I think, and then we'll move on. Did you guys see Aiden's video?
Yeah, I've seen it. Like I remember watching it. Like I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but like I definitely did see the video. I know he was he was tearing into 2K. And like he had every right to do so.
Pretty much all he's saying is that 2K tried to silence him during his time when he was going crazy on them, because when he left 2K, I think like his views were really down on Twitch and stuff. So it's like why he decided he was just like, I'm out, I'm gonna try something new, and he literally bashed the game. And then he supposedly has gotten a message to, you know, a little bit of money to start saying good things, and he just like he pretty much says like why use that money and make your game better. He said use that money and make your game better. That's what he said.
The fact that he said that he basically left 2K, and basically this all started with his hashtag was make 2K fun again, right? I think something like that.
He definitely did start that. It was trending on Twitter, I remember.
And then he left the game. So he's now publicly bashing 2K, and their response was to offer him 25K to start saying nice things about the game. That is crazy to me. Like, I don't know if it's just me. Is that not nuts?
Do you know what makes it more nuts is like now how I look at a lot of content creators, and I'm not calling out the DF boys. I don't know if you know that clan, the DF. No. They're quite big in like Pro-Am and Park and stuff. Well, they always are so positive no matter what, and it makes me think, are yous getting paid? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yous got the bag. That's why you ain't saying nothing negative. It's always positive, even when it is a negative. So like that makes me feel like the community is so like money driven as well with the content creators that we will never get to where we want because
Money
they're gonna
is like
even when
they
the
take
game
advantage
sucks,
of
they
it.
say it's good.
But like that's how 2K take advantage of it. Like money is like I don't want to say money is kind of the root of all evil in a sense. But like even with that, like even I'm even get that deep. But like even with money, like it has it has such a huge impact on a lot of people. Some people are just scared because like they probably making money they never were making before, and like of course they're not enjoying it, but they're like, you know what? If I'm making this amount, why would I say anything? And it's like we need people in there, like, and that's why I appreciate this podcast even more, is because we need like a voice in the community to really like let people know, like, yo, like I've been playing this game since 2K13, and it's like the more I play the game, the more stressed out I get. And it shouldn't be like that. It should kind of be like the other way around. Like the more I play, the more I enjoy it. And it's like I'm getting older, and it's like, yo, like I'm getting to a point where like I'm playing Call of Duty more, and it's like I'm gonna get to a point like, do I even want to continue making this content? You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
a
it's like, you
serious
gotta
question.
do something, man. No, seriously, like it's really something that's gotta change.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's take the filter off for a second because you know this whole podcast relies on 2K being a game, right? It doesn't rely on it being good or bad because either way we can talk about it, right? But it relies on it being relevant as a game, and I'm genuinely concerned that 2K's relevance is going, right? And Aiden makes it clear, and there's examples of this already. Aiden makes it clear that the reason he's not playing 2K is because it's a bad game. That's it.
Yeah.
That's his only issue. He hasn't got an issue with the content. He hasn't got an issue with the developers or the company or the gambling or all the other things that a lot of people have issues with. He has an issue with it being a bad game. And Josh, what you just said, I'm taking the filter off completely. I am not enjoying playing Unlimited right now. The first couple of seasons, I didn't play Unlimited at all. The third season, I played it and I got Iggy, and I got him first time. And I ran through it. I was really lucky. You know, we got to the end of it and I got Iggy. Right now, I don't want to load into Unlimited. And it's not because I'm scared of losing or whatever. Like, I'm not going to say I'm an average player. I'm a slightly above average player, but I don't go into every game expecting to win or any of that. Like, Jazz. I really, really am not enjoying the game, guys. Like, I'm really not enjoying it. The algo, the amount of full whites, the full court press nonsense. This is not what I want from a basketball game. And people might feel different, and I'm sure you do. Leave a comment if you do, but I'm not enjoying this. I'm not.
This is why I'm telling people. Yeah, this is why I've been telling people you got to make fun of the game in your own way, because you can't just do what 2K wants you to do, if you know what I mean. There's a big reason I don't do level 40. It's not just because it's a grind, it's because it's not enjoyable to me. So I don't do it. I don't mess with that. I don't mess with half the challenges and stuff like that. I ain't done a challenge in I don't know how many months. You know what I mean? I don't do that stuff. But like if people enjoy that, you do it. But there's so many things in 2K that you have to like almost make up in your own mind to enjoy it. Because if you don't, you're not going to enjoy this game because it is not a great game.
No, seriously, I remember like the last 2 seasons, I've been grinding. Like I did a stream grinding for Iggy. I would just fire up every day, like just some type of content. And I fired up for Mikhail, grinding for him. And it's like grinding Mikhail, like, all right, I got him. It's like, now what? Like, all right, I'm going for levels 40 reward. Even that wasn't fun. Like I literally was sweating. Like I was literally sweating, and it's like I enjoy competitive games, but there was some games where it's like I'm literally fighting tooth and nail to stay in the game, and it's like it shouldn't be like that. And like how Ty was talking about, like he creates the algo. I'm trying, like there's even times I'm sure Ty would agree. He's playing, he's literally right there for the steal, hits the ball. For some reason, the person gets it back, gets a terrible shot to go. And it's like it's demoralizing. And it's like I had to make a series. I literally made this series not only for you guys, but for me to make it more enjoyable to get on Unlimited. Like literally, if I'm not recording that video, I'm still in the MOT. I'm not touching the game unless I absolutely have to. Like I'll play with fire for tournaments. I'll probably do XP, hop off, and like when I'm done XP, I hop off and I get on other games because like it's getting like I feel like I'm at the point like 2K dies down when it's the end of the year. That's what I feel like I'm at right now, and it's like we're just in the halfway point of the year. And I feel like I'm just like over the game, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's an age thing with me or like what it is, but this game's they got to do something, man. NBA Live just has to step up and make a game so good that 2K is forced to really make a good game. One or the other has to happen.
Yeah. They got to change something, guys. Like there's not a scenario where someone like me, right? Let's say I'm top 25%, right? Let's say I sit there. Now, like I said, that means I lose 1 in 4 games. It's probably about right, okay? That's probably about accurate in terms of skill. But honestly, guys, I'm not top 1% where I'll beat anyone regardless of what's going on in the game, right? Jakel, you're that guy. Ty is that guy. Josh, you're that guy. I'm your typical kind of good to average player. And I don't want to play the game because I feel like I'm having no influence over the game, guys. I feel like the game is deciding what's happening. When you're playing and 4 fully contested full whites in a row goes in, like skill is meaningless, guys. It is literally for a large proportion of the people playing the game right now. And that means is if you're not absolutely elite or absolutely terrible, that group in between.
That's where I look at you guys, like someone like you, Jazz, you need to find your happy place in the game and just in terms of like what you want to do, and like whether it's, I don't know, you just trying to give yourself little challenges and you just have fun with it, or you just have fun with the game. You laugh at all the things because like you honestly have to, because there's so much wrong with the game. It's not even funny. We just we overlook it because it's all we got, man. It's all we got. I can't go and play another NBA game. There's nothing. So it's
I mean, and it's not kind of down. It's not sort of sour grapes. I've lost 2 games this season. I won 15 limited games in a row yesterday. Like it's not about a skill level thing. It's just the lack of enjoyment. Like if I win a game, I never feel good about it because I'm like, either I got absolutely hoed and I had to come back in the 4th quarter, which seems to be the script for the majority of my games, or I just blow the other guy out and I know Algo was on my side. It's never me sitting there going, that was just a skill versus skill game. How often do you actually feel that that's just what's happening? It doesn't matter how much I level up, how much I get better at defense, how much I get better at offense. With that scripting still in the game, it just makes it rubbish to play.
I want to ask you guys a question too, because like I seen a tweet that made me kind of like, now like having this conversation kind of sparked a thought. Somebody said like they're watching NBA games and literally the only shots that NBA players are taking is either contested or wide open spot up shots. And like that's true. Like you watch the NBA and that's a good shot for them. And then it makes me think now, is 2K really trying to like, are they taking what they see in the NBA game and applying that and like just like kind of amping it up? Like what if the reason that we're not enjoying 2K is because of how basketball is played
That's
today?
an amazing.
That's like, you know what I'm saying? It makes me think, because like I'm seeing that tweet, I'm like, yo, like people say make it more realistic, and it's like every year it's like they kind of add something, but then
I think the big part of it just has to do with grinds, bro. Like the game is a grind, so it's not. Trust me, any game you grind too much, you're gonna lose enjoyment. I promise you. You go play Call of Duty back when you prestige. I got over Call of Duty after like 5 years of loving it. Do you know what I mean? The game never changed, but it's just me personally. I got over the grind. There's other games as well. I'm sure people do, like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. You do the same thing over and over and over. You're gonna somewhat get bored of it. I'm sure Ty is getting to there, man. Like he's even talking how he was just talking about. He just wants to kind of relax and I bet you anything. He's losing a little interest in that whole grind, because his grind is like a sweat grind. But like any kind of grind, man. If you do domination every year, I used to do that. I used to be so bad at this game. I used to do it so much. Now I can't even do one game. Do you know what I mean? It's not like domination's changed. It's not like domination's any worse or any better. It's just the fact that I have to keep doing it.
I used to play domination for fun, bro. Seriously, like
I think people just have fatigue. Yeah, people just have fatigue with the game. Trust me, when the new 2K comes out, some new little things come in MyTeam, people are gonna be hyped. It's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna get into it.
I don't know, man. I think it's leveled up. I think it's definitely leveled up right now. People have always had like kind of an underlying kind of annoyance with the game, right? It was never like a hatred for it.
Was tolerable. It was tolerable.
Yeah, but there was always this underlying vibe that people aren't exactly happy. But it was like one thing here and there. Let's be honest, right? Aiden's completely dropped the game. Troy Dan, who is like, the probably the biggest name, top 3 certainly in the community, has been making a living off this game, has 2-3 million subscribers, is literally playing Madden, GTA roleplay, doing anything he can other than playing 2K.
Yeah.
Even Chris will slow down with the uploads. Like he'll post 2K uploads, but he's more focused on like the NBA and stuff.
Yeah,
like He's the OG, bro. He's the OG.
Yeah. Look, 2K isn't like, it hasn't just like this. All this stuff hasn't just started happening. Because if you want to go really look at it, go look at Cash Nasty.
Yeah.
LSK,
He's doing reactions and things like that now.
all those dudes started on 2K and they were non-stop 2K. They don't even post 2K now. It'll be like one video every once in the blue moon. And that's because they just moved away from it. And it's be a lot of fatigue, man. And if you're a content creator as well, you're going to lose a little bit of love in the game. Like, you can hear it in DBG's voice. You can hear it slowly in Ty's voice. You can hear it in all those content creators. Because if you're constantly doing it and you're doing videos, which means you got to look at this game even more, like for hours and hours, I feel like you're really going to lose, if you know what I mean. That's where you need, like, our MyTeam community is growing now. And it's starting to become a better thing than it has been.
Do you think it's growing? Do you really think it's growing?
Yeah, I do. I think in terms of like in terms of like we feel like a community, because we haven't really had like an actual community. It doesn't, and that's what you need. You need a smooth community, and you need people like kind of like respecting each other and enjoying it, because that's where you get enjoyment. If it was all just toxic, how it was the last 6-7 years, like we're not going to get anywhere with that. You know, now we have Ty to look up to, we have DBG, and they at least speak up on the game. You know, so we're going to get our changes that we need. But like, there is fatigue in the game, bro. That's just, but I feel like that's every game. If you play it enough, you're gonna get fatigued.
Playing other games is definitely helpful to that. And like, yo, guys, me, Jazz, and Jaquel, we about to start doing GTA roleplay. Make sure y'all tune into that, because that's gonna be dope. We have a Discord.
Character?
I don't know. Like, it's gonna be hard to maintain for.
Please say cup of tea for me. Please.
He's got that easy
cup of tea. And then, guys, we also do have our team Discord. We'll drop it down somewhere in the comments. Make sure you join. Make sure you join. The community is wonderful. You know, you guys have been showing so much support on Jazz, and like just seeing that support y'all been giving him is pushing him. Like, he's almost at one. He has the watch time there. He gets to 1,000 subs. Now this is like another form of income for Jazz, and that's not what it's about for him. But the fact that he was able to do that from just pure enjoyment, you know, for me, kudos to Jazz. So like, definitely just keep show support, like join the community.
I think with us mixing it up with other games and stuff, like it will just help all of us. You know what I mean? Like you have to just let go of 2K sometimes, have a break. Yeah. I had a whole week break, bro. I didn't play this game, and it was amazing, because now I'm keen to play it again. But like, it's like sometimes you just gotta step away.
Versus playing because you have to, right? That's really the
question.
Jazz,
and then play in and enjoy it. If you enjoy when you play the game, the game's gonna seem so much cooler to you. Like it will.
Like, I'm not touching this game today. I'm literally like, you see me. You say when I play this game, I look miserable. You see me playing Warzone.
It's true.
I'm not even winning. And then I'm still laughing, enjoying myself with my friends. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, guys. Like, I agree with absolutely everything you're saying, but I do think also that something has leveled up. Like, I know how I feel about the game, and I didn't feel like this in 2K20. I know, like, people always hate the game at the time. I understand that, but I honestly didn't feel that about 2K20. I didn't feel it about 2K21 almost sort of 2-3 months in. Now we're at the point of people just absolutely spamming exploits, and 2K doing nothing about it. Like I said, dribble glitching, fadeaways, full court press, all of that stuff. Honestly, guys, the game is boring. It's so boring. And it's not the game. I'm not actually saying it's the game. We've made it that way.
Yeah.
We've made the game insufferable.
And that's exploiting, But 2K just don't do anything about it. They don't patch anything, so it's just...
that's where the responsibility lies with them.
And guess what? The same people complaining are going to complain again when it's like, why'd you take out Speedbird? Now this is so hard to do. Like, and you know what? I kind of do feel bad for 2K, because we kind of put them in a tough spot. We do kind of put them in a tough spot. Yeah. It's like you got half the community complain about it.
See, that's why I think you guys are going to enjoy next gen, because I promise you it's a different game. I promise you got to learn it. People are saying it's trash because you don't feel like a race car no more. It's just a different game.
I think
I think you guys will enjoy it more.
I would rather have a 20% win record on Unlimited, enjoying the game and feeling like skill matters, than an 80% win record, which I have.
See, and I feel like you will on next gen. Not that the algo's gone, because it just won't be, but there definitely is. Like, the game just feels so much different. You guys will enjoy it.
Like, watching
I can't
it
wait
fun.
for it.
I
can't wait for you to get over there.
Jay Canada, he did a spin the wheel series. He literally went to, like, he was getting hold, I will say that, But like even just watching it, like I felt bad, obviously, but
Yeah,
it was
Josh, this is
still
what I'm
fun and
saying.
competitive, man. Like it looked so like I think he hit this shot with Dwayne Wade, and I'm like, yo, like literally that week for that whole week, I'm like, yo, I need next gen now. Like that's literally how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying?
But guys, like, tell me the last time you watched a stream. Just tell me the last time you watched, because it's interesting you bring up Jay Canada, because he's one of the most positive people in the community. And the algo in that game, in that final spin to win game, I've never seen him react like that. Like it was genuine rage. And it wasn't rage at the fact he lost, because he should have won that game.
Yeah.
He got absolutely screwed. Every single stream, every single video, whoever's doing it, whether it's a streamer, a content creator, whatever, all they're talking about is how the game is hoeing them. You guys are the same, by the way. You're the same.
Yeah.
You're never talking about the mechanics of the game. You're never talking about how good a player is, how bad a player is. You're like exclusively talking about exploits and algo. That's the only thing people talk about when they're streaming.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird like whole mix with everyone. It's just
and it puts 2K in a tough spot. That's what I'm saying. Like
it does. You're right.
We gotta like it's literally the community has to just come together, like decide what we want from this game and stick to it. And it's not gonna be perfect because nothing's gonna be perfect. But we just have to really stick with it because like it might be tough for 2K because you got people tagging Mike Wing and this, that, and that. Like sometimes I know sometimes they don't always respond, but I know when they do respond, it's gotta be that icing on the cake to the really like, yo, look, we're trying to do everything we can, but it's hard. Like you got people saying, oh no, keep speed burst, take out speed burst. And then it's like, who do you listen to? Because there's gonna be always somebody complaining. And I just feel like once again, it's like once again, it's on us as a community too at the same time. Like we just gotta really have some type of unity. It's too much division within the community for them to even make a good game. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like we just gotta come together. I don't know what it's gonna take.
I mean, this is the thing. When we're sitting here talking to Ty and we're saying that 2K don't care about 250K, and it's just a thing that they can sort of pass by and just a formality, right? That's all it seems like. Do they really care about some random streamer complaining about algo? No, they don't. That's
no.
Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd get that off my chest because I'm hating Unlimited at the moment. I literally don't want to touch it. Jakel's been playing on my account. I have played a few games. I've lost 2. I think I'm about over 80% record or something this season. But I'm not enjoying it, man. I'm really not enjoying it, and I need to get the enjoyment back in Unlimited because I think it is the mode that we should be enjoying and it's relevant to everything that we're doing. All right, guys. I think we're done, right? How many hours have we just covered? I've got some editing ahead of me.
It's a while. That was good.
Thanks again to TyDeBo for coming on, guys. It's amazing. Like it never gets, it never gets any less amazing that these guys are coming on and kind of helping us out and giving us the shine. And we really appreciate it. We've got JD on next week, which again is going to be amazing. I know these guys have said it a lot. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us keep this going, keeps the momentum going, and gets us to the next week so we can do this again. It is like a 40-hour grind to get this podcast out, so it makes it worth it. Obviously, Josh and Jakel, they've got amazing content out right now. Josh has an amazing series going on. Jakel is kind of dropping tutorials. Their stuff is in the description as well. Catch that. But I think until next time. Comment down, comp jazz in the comment section, or 250K drop in the comment section down below.
250K it's a movement. Let's go.
Let's start the movement.
He's coming for TyDeBo's head. Ty knows there too.
Oh yeah.
He's coming for TyDeBo.
I would like. It's been 5 years since I bought my PS4. I'd still try and get a refund.
If you verse him, you just blame Algo. That's all it is.
The Ty Algo.
He's not actually this good. It's just Algo.
It's just Algo's, yeah.
It's the Algo. Cool, guys. I think we're done, guys. It's been an awesome episode. Until next week. Thanks for watching.